Little Dallas Cowboy action. Am I live? Yes, I am. Welcome to another episode of R is Untitled. I, of course, am R, and I serve as host and moderator. But before we introduce our gentlemen, the kind, intelligent panel that we always have here, let me just share these three words with you: like, share, and subscribe. Do that. Do me the honor, the pleasure of liking, sharing, and subscribing to R is Untitled YouTube channel. It is much appreciated. We have a lot to offer you guys as far as entertainment value, not just sports, but also life and trending topics, as you'll find out tonight. Joining me, as always, first on the docket is my man Dom, formerly of the BX. Now he's in the Carolinas. How you doing, sir? Hopefully all is well.
Evening, gents.
All right. And second, my good friend from Hollis, Queens, where I grew up, my man David is live with us tonight. David, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, gentlemen. How about yourselves?
Doing well. Here we go, the Get Off My Lawn gang. And last, definitely not least, the focal point of the first topic tonight, Sir Ronan Black is with us live. Look, Ronan, brother, how you doing today? I got a feeling, but go ahead. How you feeling?
Oh, I got venom, snake venom.
And with good reason. And with that being said, let's get it started. Why is Sir Ronan Black a little angry? It might be because of this reason. This trade that just went down not too long ago. Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys being traded to the Green Bay Packers. Micah Parsons, man, this guy, we talking about damn near a really. When I say generational, it might be a little over the top, but I'm gonna put him there. He's a generational talent on the defensive side of the ball, and I just don't understand how that happened. Mr. Ronan, the mic is yours for now. We're gonna bounce back and forth between this particular topic. So, with that being said, let me hand it over to you, sir.
What's up, Don? What's up, Dave?
What's up, brother?
My wife is sitting here. She's probably gonna see me go completely ape shit crazy. Dog is sitting on our lap right now. Just chilling.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna. First of all, you're gonna trade this guy as a Cowboys fan. All right, so this is before Jerry Jones got there. There's only been maybe 4 or 5 generational type players the Cowboys have drafted. So I'm leaving out Deion Sanders, leaving out Charles Haley because they were traded. So you're looking at Bob Lilly, looking at Randy White, probably Harvey Martin, Marcus Ware, and this guy. So you trade a guy who in 4 years has put up 52.5 sacks. He's only one of 2 players in the history of the league.
So there? What happened? Uh-oh. Is he still there?
Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones cut his mic off.
Jerry Jones cut his mic. Oh, that son of a that old bastard.
You hear
Goddamn.
me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, you're back. Yeah.
There we go.
So, what's the last thing you heard? I said.
So you fucking sacks, generational player.
Yeah. All right. So he's had 52 sacks in his first 4 years. Only him and Reggie White, the only 2 players to do that. Only 2. This guy led the league in quarterback pressures more than Watt. The last 4 years, more than TJ Watt, more than Garrett, more than Aaron Donald was playing, more than Nick Bosa. So you go, you get Clark. He's a nice player. All right. Interior lineman, that's fine. And you get 2 draft picks. The Packers are going to draft late. They're going to make the playoffs. The Cowboys have wide receiver depth problems after Lamb and Pickens. Also, they have a running back issue. You have a quarterback who you're paying one of the highest paid players in the league, who in the regular season, he's fine. When he gets in the playoffs, he throws stupid pick. He forces balls in the tight spots. He can't see the defense. He can't read the defense for some reason in the playoffs. So you get rid of that. There's no one on the roster that's going to replace 52.5 sacks over the last 4 years, or the fact that's led the league in quarterback pressures. That's that. So let me get to Jerry Jones. This is a guy, this decrepit bastard, him and his lunchbox-headed son, who probably has Asperger's. You think that you can do what Jimmy Johnson did in 5 years? This guy destroyed the franchise. It took him 5 years. I can't remember any professional team outside of the Lakers when they fired Paul Westhead and they hired Pat Riley. That's the only thing I can think of who won 2 Super Bowls, back-to-back Super Bowls with a stacked roster. You probably could have won at the minimum 5 Super Bowls, and at the max maybe 6, maybe 7. And you couldn't handle the fact that Jimmy orchestrated the Herschel Walker trade. You didn't do it. You couldn't handle that. You're the only owner on the sidelines. Every game, no one gives a shit about you. No one cares. You don't see Woody Johnson doing that shit. You don't see Maris doing that shit. You didn't see the Rooneys doing that. Not even cheap ass Mike Brown. You don't see him doing that shit. But Jerry's doing that shit. And then the compounder, you do this shit. You didn't have enough decency to go and talk to this guy's agent. This guy told you at the beginning of last season he wanted to be a Cowboy for life. He didn't want to be the highest paid player. He wanted to make sure there's money left so you can build the team out. But that wasn't good enough for him because when he did his little press conference for his stupid Netflix series, reminiscing about the fucking 90s. Oh, the Cowboys are a 365-day-a-year soap opera. You may care, but Cowboys fans don't care. And then add on to that, you trade. And I texted this and let me be clear. I don't like the Giants. I don't like the Eagles, but it's not the same. For real Cowboys fans, the 2 teams that they hate the most, it's not Philly and ain't the Giants. It's the goddamn Green Bay Packers and the fucking San Francisco 49ers. And then you go and trade this guy to Green Bay. You don't get Rashawn Gary back. You don't get any wide receivers back. You only get 2 picks. Not 3, not 4, it gets 2. And then to compound it, this is the team that kicked your ass 2 years ago, ran you out of your fucking stadium. And then 15 years ago, the same Packers team that won the Super Bowl in your fucking stadium. And to make it worse, the Green Bay Packers come into Dallas in the 4th week of the season. I see this guy, him and Rashawn Gary running ape shit crazy. Between the 2 of them, probably have 8 sacks. And probably beat the living hell out of the Cowboys, and he'll be up in his box, him and his stupid son with his square head. And also that you got all these other guys outside of Troy Aikman who's only got the balls to call this guy out for his shit. They'll make excuses, Michael Irvin, all that bullshit. This is the guy who fucked up your dynasty run. You could have been like the Patriots. He fucked that shit up. So he could be on his Netflix and try to make it seem like, I'm the one. You bought the team. If I want to learn how to make money, I'll consult Jerry Jones. If I want to learn how to run a football team, I'll go talk to, let's see, maybe Howie Roseman, some other general manager, someone from the San Diego Chargers, someone from the Kansas City Chiefs, hell, even someone from the Detroit Lions. But no, not Jerry. He can't have that. If you was interested, if this trade, you know what, I wouldn't even be this mad about it if you had Jimmy Johnson on the sideline, or Bill Parcells, or Andy Reid, even Mike Tomlin. Anyone, but you got Brian Schottenheimer. I don't know what he is. He's never been a head coach before. Never been a head coach. This is a guy who, after those 2, outside of Jimmy and Bill, let's look at this list here. You got Barry Switzer. Oh, yeah, okay. Chan Gailey. Oh, wow, man, he lit the world on fire. Dave Campo. Oh, woo. That's Lombardi part 2. Then we got Wade Phillips. Hell of a defense coordinator. Doesn't matter. Then you put Jason Garrett, the clapper, who you wasted 9 years of fucking prime guys their careers for that guy. And then after that, let's see, we got Mike McCarthy, who had Aaron Rodgers only won 1 goddamn Super Bowl. Let's see. And now we go to Brian Schottenheimer, not his father, his son. I don't know what he is, but here it is, the 365-day-a-year soap opera. And for all the Cowboys fans out there making their bullshit, I love this trade. Jerry's doing this, playing chess. He's playing checkers with fucking Reese's Pieces. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. And they'll be the first ones. And you mark my words. All of you, mark my words. Now, these Cowboys, they're talking that bullshit. When they get fucking dog walked by the Eagles next Thursday, or when the Cowboys are bugging out or whatever, if they somehow make the playoffs and somehow they end up facing the Packers, you know what's going to happen. What are they going to say then? What are they going to say then? Nothing. So what are they getting ready? This is my last part. So what are they doing? They waiting for the Arch Manning Super Bowl lottery.
Yeah.
The same Arch Manning who couldn't beat out Quinn Ewers down in Texas. Yeah, that guy. All right.
With that being said,
I'll rest my case.
bro,
Well,
scorched the earth. You scorched the earth. Okay.
Yes, sir.
can I just say, can we just jump straight to the therapy portion of our program?
And help Ronan out.
He's going through it.
Woo!
Listen, we got my man, Mr. Live. Thank you for joining us tonight. Your mic is live as
What's
well
good?
as Bishop. Thank you. How you guys doing tonight?
What's good, man? What's good, people?
What's
I
good,
yeah,
What's
no, I
good?
just heard the tirade of the year right there.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Well,
You know what's weird?
Well spoken, my brother. Well spoken.
The last 2 years, the last 2 years had something to do with two of my fellow Penn Staters, Saquon Barkley and now Parsons.
Hey, that's something.
At the end of the day, you know what? I'm that get off my lawn guy. Fuck it, we got rid of him. I'm not a Cowboy fan, but
Right.
guess who wins? Parsons won. Who won last year? Barkley won. It don't. I feel bad for Cowboy fans. Don't get me wrong. I watched Parsons since he was in college, but he won. You can't keep nickel and diming everybody. And what did he get in return? What did Ronan say? 2 first-round picks, or
you got a
and
defensive
a bag
tackle.
of Skittles to be named
Not-
later?
Well, the defensive tackle, what's his name? Kenny Clark, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
He's a Pro Bowler. He's considered one of the best defensive inside linemen. So, but he's not a Micah Parsons.
You know what I look at, guys? I hate to say this, and I'm gonna leave it at this. The Cowboys are like the Knicks. All of their bad moves they made, you can't beat the football gods and the basketball gods. You can't do it. The Knicks suffered for 25 years for what they did to Patrick Ewing.
Yes, sir.
They may still be in that boat for what they did to their former coach, because you can't beat the basketball and football guys. The Cowboys, as Ronan would tell you, have been fighting this ghost since what, 1995, 96, if I ain't mistaken.
Yeah.
When you could say the New York Jets have been to more conference finals since then than the Dallas Cowboys, something ain't right.
Just to be clear, Ronan and the rest of you Cowboys fans, the Bishop does not feel bad for you. I would like for you to continue to suffer, be long suffering, and feel the pain and the anguish year after year after year. It makes me feel good. So
to quote The Rock, it doesn't matter what you think.
That's all. After all of that, Ronan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I still want y'all to suffer.
It's not about the suffering, man. Look, from this standpoint, and Arn knows this, and I've always said it, man. Look, I'm a Cowboys fan, man. I don't buy any merchandise. I stopped buying the merchandise years ago. But if you a fan of your team, all right, so we're all Yankees fans here, all right?
Nope.
So look what George did. Look what you look. I'm just saying, but all right. So most of us here, I know Dom is, but so you look at what George did. Even George stopped. Even he stopped. Now, even for George, now he did some things that I didn't agree with, and we were much younger when that happened. But even he stopped. He stopped. I mean, he tried to make moves that tried to win the team, stuff like that, but he stopped. He stopped doing it. This guy doesn't stop. You would think after 30 years, like say like Bishop gave me some advice, like, oh, you know, Ronan, do this stuff and stuff like that. He gave me like a detail, like, if you do this, you do this, blah, blah, some stuff like that. And I continue to do the same thing, the opposite of what he gave me, which is a good, solid game plan. I did the opposite of it. And then I go to Bishop, like, hey, Bishop, hey, you know what, man, this ain't working. And Bishop like, wait a minute, I gave you a solid game plan. All you had to do was follow it. That's all he had to do. Yeah. All he had to do, because if he cared about winning for real, all right, so you get rid of Jimmy. All right, fine. Then let's go into the 2000s. You could have hired Mike Holmgren. You could have hired Andrew Reid when he got fired from the Eagles. You could have went after Belichick after you fired McCarthy. You could have picked anyone. You could have picked anyone that had your team, and you go and pick goddamn. I can't knock him because I don't know what he is. But even back then, you hired Jason Garrett. You could have went out and got Jim Fossil, for God's sakes. Jason Garrett.
I remember that. Yeah.
Jason Garrett.
Jason
guy
Garrett.
who he made an argument was like, oh, if I let Jason Garrett go, there'd be 30 teams knocking down the door for him. Lies. He went to the Giants and he got kicked out of there. Him and Joe Judge. Out you go.
Wasn't he like a video operator or some shit like that? Like he was all offensive. No, he was all offensive.
Offensive coordinator.
He was a quarterback coach for the Miami Dolphins. And then
and how long did he stay the Cowboys coach?
9 long years. His ass should have been out after his second season. You wasted prime years, man, because he's more concerned about being a WWE character. He's like Vince McMahon in the old days, man, where this guy, the corporation, he's coming out there with Triple H and a Rock and shit like that, inserting himself into the show. No one's there to see you. They're there to see the player. The identity of your team has to be your head coach. He's setting the standard, not the goddamn owner. I played football, man. You follow the lead of your head coach, not your fucking owner. You just don't do it. You don't do it in any damn sport. Who's sport of it? I mean, this is bullshit. It's plain and simple. That's the frustrating part.
Some people, it doesn't matter. They could be standing right there at the finish line and find a way to fuck it up. Right there. They find a way to lose. It's like, you're a born loser, dude. That's it.
Like, if you a Cowboys fan, think about it. Bishop, you a Giants fan. Y'all root for the Giants and just stuff like that. Think about this, man. Like, if you build a brand new stadium and the team, your number one rival, they come, you hold the Super Bowl in your stadium and you don't get there, but the Patriots get there and win the Super Bowl in your stadium. And you're like, and the owner's like, well, we made a big profit off that. This fucking team who has beat you has kept this team out battling for the Cowboys in the 60s and in the 90s for Super Bowl supremacy. You let them come in your stadium and win a Super Bowl, and then the Steelers and the Packers in your stadium. And then you got fans talking about, well, you got to look at Jerry. I'm like, what are you talking about? What moves is he making? He's playing checkers. He ain't even playing checkers, man. He's playing Connect Four.
Wow.
So Don, I got a Cowboys fan that lives down the block from me. Every time they play the Giants and they beat the Giants, he brings his dog down to in front of my house to take a shit.
What?
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, he cleaned it up, but
I'm about to say, I'm like, yo.
No, just the fact that he's doing it, and he'll stand there after he cleaned it up and just linger. Yo, I haven't seen him in a while, yo. He don't go my way.
Maybe his dog died, Bishop.
No. He let his wife walk the dog now, and every time I see him, he's going the opposite way. He going the opposite way because he knows.
Is he wearing Cowboys gear?
He got Cowboys. Yo, I don't know, but he got Cowboys all over his truck. All over his truck.
One of them.
He walked the dog. He got on the Cowboys jersey and a hat. I'm like, yo, he got a beer. He got the little Cowboys thing with the beer.
Oh boy. Okay.
I'm like,
next time you see him, Bishop, you throw a tomato at his goddamn truck.
Exactly.
You know what's weird? The only sports paraphernalia I ever buy is the Yankees. That's okay. It. I may own a Nick hat that somebody gave me, but as far as buying shit like a jersey or a hat, I only invest in the Yankees. I'm a Jets fan. Right. I'm a Knicks fan, so I don't really have a lot of investment to begin with. And you look at the Knicks and the Cowboys. Cowboys 96, 95, 96, Knicks 99. And both of them basically disappeared since then. I mean, at least the Cowboys. Remember, when the Knicks traded Ewing, they only got out the second round once against Indiana, the year Hibbert blocked Melo. And they only went to the playoffs 3 times in a 20-year fucking span. The Cowboys at least went to the playoffs. So they got a lot of correlation. I was there. I was
hilarious.
When Texas was winning. I was in the state of Texas when the Cowboys were winning.
Okay, you know what's hilarious to me? Within a calendar year, Dallas, you lose
Yeah, here we
Convict
go.
and you lose Parsons within a calendar
Mm.
year.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
This guy traded Amari Cooper for a 5th-round draft pick. This is. I mean, the thing about look at this, man. You need depth, right? So the Cowboys don't have. Who's their starting running back? Who? Gervonta? I didn't know Gervonta Williams was Tony Dorsett. I had no idea.
Me neither.
I had no
Me
idea.
neither.
So you going into the season. I don't know if Diggs is playing or not. So you got one guy who's played. You draft a corner in the 3rd round, I think, or 2nd round. He's not going to be able to play until I think week 6. So you picking up these bums from the San Diego Chargers practice squad. So you're going to go out there and play against the Eagles. All right, they ain't going to sling the rock all over the field. But what happens when you play Kansas City or San Diego? Or you play Cincinnati, or of course you're playing Green Bay, teams that throw the ball, and you only got Deron Bland out there. Oh, of course they didn't address the safety position either, which they haven't had a top flight safety since Darren Woodson, and that was back in 2004 when he retired. The only other safety they had made a Pro Bowl was Ken Hamlin, and that was 2007. So that right there, this is the guy. You can't sit here. Look, I'll give him all the credit in the world. Hey, man, you turned him into this big brand. They're the most valuable sports franchise in the world. Who fucking cares? No one cares except you.
No one. Exactly. Well, that's the ego right there. And again, like we touched on this before. You're an owner. You're not the general manager. Stop trying to be the focal point of media.
Well, he is the general manager, ain't
No, I'm saying he needs to stop that.
He sucks.
He needs to stop that. I mean, you're the owner. Just play your role. Be your owner. That's
Ronan.
Yo,
Shiloh Sanders is available. There's your safety.
He could probably start. He's better than Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson is a knockout artist.
Wait a minute,
He's
they
the
cut
type.
Shiloh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Monday, I think, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't make the, what is it, 52, 55?
52, yeah.
52.
I didn't even know, guys. Football season starts next weekend, don't it?
Yeah.
Next Thursday.
College starts this weekend.
Oh,
I'm not
started.
mistaken.
Okay.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah,
But
it's
good.
The roster's bad, man. I mean, come on, man. I mean, Donovan Wilson is a safety. You know what he is? He's a safety from a different era, man. If he played in the 90s, he's a guy you want a strong safety because he's a knockout artist. But you can't play the game like that anymore.
No.
You can't. That's why if you couldn't put Chuck Cecil in today's NFL, he'd be out. They'll throw him out the league. Knockout artists for the 90s and the early 2000s. In 2025, no, you can't have knockout artists. You're out 6 games. If you can't cover tight ends, what's the point?
Well,
So what's your prediction, Ronan? How many wins they going to get?
Oh, I don't know how this is going to play out. The irony of it is that, they'll sneak into the wild card playoffs, meet the Packers in the first round, probably in Green Bay, and get smoked. There's Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary between the two of them rack up, 8, 9 sacks and shit. And they beat the Cowboys, 30 to 13. Cowboys squeak in 10-7. Jerry talk about, it was a brilliant move. They play Green Bay. This guy in the snow, probably a Lambeau, the fucking place that no Cowboys fan wants to be at and shit. And then you'll see this guy, that number 11, coming off the edge, beating a drum off of Terrence Steele, crawling on 4 legs, looking at the Cowboys benches like that day in the Dave Chappelle bitch. Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, you know what, Dave? Ronan makes me feel kind of glad to be a Jets fan. Shit.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Let's do some moving on, guys.
That's it. Any Cowboys fans listening, you got some smoke for me, you bring it. I'll smoke your ass like a blunt. Smoke you like a blunt, and then I'll just flick you out the side of my driver's side window and shit. Because you're all dumb. You're dumb as fuck. You believe in Jerry Jones. It's like believing in Santa Claus.
And this is why I respect Ronan, because as a fan, he's realistic. You know, there's none of that bullshit, that hyperbole, none of that. He keeps it real, and I love you for that. You know,
you want a Cowboys Super Bowl victory? You want a Super Bowl victory, Cowboys fans? This is what you do. You go to Walmart, You buy yourself a PlayStation 5. You get Madden 26. Turn off the salary cap because you can't match your cap. You go there, you match your cap. You can trade whatever you want. You can do Ultimate Team. You can pick all the players you want. You can get Deacon Jones, you get Lawrence Taylor put on your team, and then you can win your Super Bowl. That's how it's happening. Because in here on Earth, whatever Earth this is, Earth 112 or Earth 616, that shit ain't happening. You got a better chance of Galactus landing on Earth on Tuesday with the Silver Surfer. With the X-Men, Apocalypse, Spider-Man, Thanos, all of them all show up in Manhattan, have this big brawl. You got a better chance of that shit happening than a team led by Jerry Jones with some no-name head coach winning the Super Bowl. That right there. And I would take that because I'd be like, well, that's some shit right there. I was like, Galactus, that's some shit right there. I never thought in my lifetime I would see that. The Sentry, I didn't think I would see that shit. I'll see that again before Dallas will win another fucking Super Bowl.
Wow.
The Silver Surfer, yo. I'm like, wow, that's some cool ass shit. Damn.
Ronan can't even suspend disbelief for his own team.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
I'd rather hang out with Michael Myers than be with Jerry Jones, yo.
That one was amazing. I love it. I love it. Okay.
Beautiful. Bravo.
Exactly. Standing ovation.
Yeah.
Let's do some moving on real quick. Let's go to the land of the U.S. Open with this young lady, Taylor Townsend, and Jelena Ostapenko in their little confrontation after Miss Townsend won the match against her. Ostapenko was basically very insulting, saying that she Taylor had no class, no education, and something about see what happens when you're outside of the U.S. What is that? Is that some type of threat? Where are we going with this, Miss Ostapenko?
See, you know, like we get these Euros, right? You know what I'm saying? And she in particular comes over here and you know that she sees the favoritism that the U.S. Open is showing Miss Townsend, and she loses her fucking mind. She's winning early, but she's hearing the fucking chants. You know what I'm saying? You know they loving the other chick that's losing, and she rallies and comes back. Now just for you know shits and giggles, she says that the young lady Townsend had did something and didn't apologize, which goes towards tennis etiquette. So instead of being a professional, right? Going, you know, shaking her hand, shaking the judge's hand and shit, and then when y'all trot to the back, it's like, yo, bitch, you know you ain't holler at me by the net, right? You know what I'm saying? You know you ain't do that. She's sitting there pointing a finger at her and having a fucking tirade, and then using kind of derogatory shit, right? And it happens more times than not in tennis, right? You know what I'm saying? So the young lady was damned if she did, damned if she didn't, right? She couldn't smack shit out of her. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
She absolutely positively could, because she wouldn't have got no more invites to none of them Grand Slams, the Tour de France's, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? All it. She got none of that shit.
No problem.
Should have been in the Conference Open.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this in the hallway. We were walking off the court,
right?
And all you hear is like,
okay. But again, you know what I'm saying? That shit could have happened in the back. You know what I'm saying? The Ostapenko or whatever the fuck her name is. You know what I'm saying? She had it right out there center stage.
That's where she should have got slapped.
And then told her, watch when you come to Europe, bitch. Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, you know what I'm saying? So now to you know what I'm saying, the Bishop's point, that's when I would have smacked the shit out of her, right? Right, but
across the mouth.
Again, her or Serena or her sister or Graf, you know what I'm saying, or Coco, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You can't retaliate like that. You have to be quote unquote air fucking marks better. right? What the Euros can show their ass all the fuck they want, right? They can say all kind of stupid, unfounded shit, but then I have to show my class and I have to show my poise, so I can go to Roland Garros and bust your ass again.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Should have addressed it right there. It's like, yo, you mad because you lost?
Again, like you said, brother, I'd have smacked the shit out of her right there, and been working at Burger Buns. Can I take your order?
She'd be playing tennis in a Waffle House parking lot.
Exactly.
But let me say this, and I agree with everything that you guys are saying. Here's the thing when I'm looking at it. This Astapulco, whatever her name is, she has a problem.
Right.
And this is not the first outburst she's had. She's had several. And I don't remember the young lady's name. She's one of the top ones, European also. She spoke to her, or is planning to speak to her, and she spoke about how she definitely disagreed with how she handled it. And she kind of like mixed words because she didn't really want to call her out because I guess she's friends with her, but she's basically saying that Astapulco handled this the wrong way. And if I could talk to her more about how to handle certain things, to make her a better person and a better player. So even her own community, because I haven't heard, this is one of the rare occasions that I haven't heard anybody on the other side of this argument saying, well, and usually how we get that thing where someone is offended and people will take up for the offender instead of the person, the offendee. But because it was just blatant. So here's the thing about it, though. A lot of people can play the game, but not a lot of people know how to play it on the mental side of it at that level. This young lady has not learned how to control her emotions.
Right.
We're in a sport where there's only going to be one winner. And more times than not, it's not going to be you unless you're one of the top. I think she's number 25. She didn't anticipate that this, and I'm just going to say it as it is, that this black young woman, who's unranked, would step into that space. First of all, the love that she received because she is on U.S. soil,
right?
And that rattled her. And so what she did was, and I think that in the past, we probably all have had an occasion where we did this, where we were upset about an outcome, so we looked for something to blame. And this is what she did. She took something that she felt that she could get people to rally behind her about a non-rule, but in tennis etiquette, about if the ball hits the net, and you get a point off of that, it's almost like an excuse me point. And you humbly say to your opponent, I'm sorry, you apologize, it's about the honor that I think we talked about in the chat. Golf and tennis have this honor code that a lot of other sports don't have, although there are unwritten rules in all sports. So she couldn't handle the fact that she unraveled. She lost a match that she didn't anticipate losing, and in her frustration, she found something to blame. And so she came out of herself and she addressed it where she should not have addressed it, and that's where she lost people.
Right. Well, did she really go out of herself? Did she really come out of herself? Because what I mean though is that so she has a propensity to come out of herself because she knows. Well, that's who she is.
That's who she is, and that's what this other young woman is trying to help her understand. That in that space, you can't operate that way.
Can I interrupt for a second? You said that this Ostapenko, this chick, she's done this. She's been like not too professional and whatnot. Well, my first reaction when I first heard that is, then why are you playing a fucking game? You're not going to win every match. You understand? So if that's going to be your typical reaction, you shouldn't be playing the game. You should
You're
be
just
out.
not good enough. You're not good enough.
Exactly. You're not good enough.
You're
Give it
number
up.
25.
Exactly. Give it up. You shouldn't even be on the court.
25. She's up there, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just that she's now labeled, and well, not even now. She has been labeled as a malcontent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you love winning, but you hate losing, and you don't know how to fucking control yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So here, where the media is always looking for the negative, right? And we all doing it. I do it. You know what I'm saying? On that blackity black shit, right? You looking for every undertone possible the kind of fuel the story, get a story body, and all of that. When it was really just a sore loser, you know what I'm saying? Losing to, so I think Townsend is like 124 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? She's not ranked. She's not high ranked. But she says she beat her a couple of times. She got your number. So you mad she got your number.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You unravel. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. But here it go. When they get to Europe, let's see how let's see how
See,
they.
that bothers me.
But let me address that because I meant to come back to that too.
Okay.
I don't think that she meant that as a threat. I think from what I was reading, what she was essentially saying is that she felt that she got favoritism because she was on U.S. soil.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so that comment, what I took it as her saying, based on what I was reading, is that when you leave the United States and you come to Europe to play, you're not going to get the same level of favoritism.
You won't have the advantage.
And the crowd, because she played to the crowd at the end also, which had to really piss her off because nothing a victim-minded person wants more is a sympathetic audience.
Yeah.
You know, and when she felt she put herself in the position of I am the victim here, and then the crowd didn't support me, so now she's double mad. Oh, not like you say, oh, you're not just mad, you big mad. So she's saying all kinds of stuff.
I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. I see it as, you lost, you were arrogant, you were upset that you lost to the person that you lost to, and you wanted to belittle her. You wanted to take the glory away from whatever she was feeling in the victory. And it's like, no, bitch, play better. I bust your ass. If you don't like the outcome, get better. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you standing here screaming. It was a very like it wasn't about her not having etiquette on the court or whatever. No, she wanted
That's what she blamed
degrade,
it on.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
She wanted to degrade her. Yeah, no, she wanted to degrade her, and make her feel like something. And it's just like, no, but I just bust your ass, and you got to get better. That's it.
I don't disagree with you, but I hesitate to make it a racially thing.
No, I'm not making it racial.
That's my only point, is that I think that the comment about Europe had nothing to do with a threat about coming over to outside. It was about you won't get the same treatment. I think that's what she was trying to say.
But I'm saying you lost. There was no treatment to get. Like, tennis is pretty straightforward.
But you're dealing with somebody who is not here.
Right,
that's you're being logical.
It is such thing as home court advantage, though. So, like as a professional,
right?
You are like she's even a home court.
Like, so now you blame it on home court. Right?
You're going to blame it on anything that you think that people are going to sympathize with.
So wait a minute. Also,
mental side of it.
Let me just throw this out there. So, Taylor has beaten this chick before.
Yeah.
So she has a number. So has she faced her overseas where that chick might have had that home court advantage?
So. It was in Canada. She said she's in Canada.
Okay, it was in Canada. Yeah,
ain't really overseas. That ain't really it's over the fence. Right?
You all are thinking very rationally, though. You're dealing with someone who unraveled, who is thinking emotionally.
Which goes back to my point. Why are you playing the game?
Right, and so, well, there's a lot of people who are very
Well, you're
emotional
right.
and unstable
You're
who
right.
play, but
This is true.
I think that she was grasping at straws. She was
Mhm.
frustrated because nothing she said could stick. Nobody, she couldn't, no matter what she said, she couldn't change the outcome or the perception, and so she was spiraling.
Right.
I think that's what, and so so what everybody's saying with, I 100% agree with that,
Mhm.
but I also I see it from a mental, emotional side of it, where when a person, when a bully gets hit that first time and it hurts,
Mhm.
they don't know what to do because
Right.
now, no matter what I do, I can't stop this person. And
Right.
now it makes them question everything about who they are. And I
Mm.
think this is what happened with this young woman, is that, first of all, you're not supposed to be able to beat me for a number of reasons.
Right.
But now
Right.
you beat me twice. And when I tried to grasp at something to make people, be on my side,
Right.
Mhm.
she just wound up making it worse, and the crowd turned on her and supported the person who is now she views as public enemy number one. So that
Mhm.
I put her in a crazy spiraling, and I'm not making excuses, and I'm not saying that I understand and support her. I think she's dead wrong, but I can understand how somebody can unravel, and then you become desperate, and then
Right.
you start.
Right.
So
It's a personal thing, not a racial
yeah,
thing. It's
yeah,
it's a it's a personal thing. You don't know how to cope, and not
yeah,
a racial thing.
coping. Exactly, that thing right there, live. She doesn't know how to cope,
Right.
which is a
Okay.
It's
bad
a
place to be in for being
You're
in a
so
sport,
fucking
especially
loser.
one where
Right.
you're single.
and,
It's not a team; it's
You're
you.
so fucking loser.
and
Yeah,
let's not forget, it's also a European thing
yes.
because in the end, without picking sides, because I could give two shits about tennis, but
Right. Right.
Oh, there you go.
when you talk about that, it's always been that way with Europe and us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
especially if you ever been to Europe or if you have, especially Germany, and
Mm.
their whole history in that country she's from is so fucking topsy turvy. But
Right.
they've always had this thing that they think they're better than us.
Right.
They
Right.
they forget that we saved them, but
Yeah,
they think that we're
Ah,
better than us.
I was
You
going to
know,
say that,
it
dog.
always was a mystery to me. And the weird thing is, guys, the older generation is not like that. Again, some of them, especially back in those days, they appreciated it because
Right.
they remember. Like just some of the old Europeans will tell you that they have shutters on their windows, not for shits and giggles. They had it so no light could come out,
Right.
and they would be a target. So again, we saved them from all of this shit.
Yeah.
But the
Okay.
younger generation, they don't know it, they don't care, and they still, believe it or not, guys, in some warped sense and fashion, think they're better than us.
Right.
And you never will be. Your cars might be, but
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
y'all aren't.
Right. Y'all are.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not close, but that's that mentality they have that, they're arrogant.
Do you think
For
that's a
some,
Very.
generational thing
yeah.
across the board, though? Because I look at it, and I don't want to go too deep into history and stuff like that, but even in the African American community, where there was a few years ago, there was this real push where young people were talking about, we're not our ancestors, and to me, I understood why they were saying that. We're ready for war when you're really not. But
Right.
your ancestors showed more strength and courage in the face of real, legitimate threats.
Right.
And so when they talk about, I
Show
wouldn't have been a slave, they wouldn't have hit me like that. Yeah, they would have.
Yes,
Yeah, they
they
would
would.
have. Because they
They
come right,
doing that.
they come right
They
to
doing
your neighborhood and smack you in the face, and then
Right.
you go over there and want to have a march. Y'all
Right.
ain't bringing out the guns for that.
Right.
Where's all that? You rap about the guns, but when you really need protection in the community, y'all over there in the booth somewhere.
Right.
High
And you ain't
know,
organizing enough. You ain't
yeah.
organized enough at all. You ain't even got your money right.
So I
you know
think-
what they,
Yeah.
what they always say, Dave. Everybody's ready to go to war until the bullets start flying.
Yeah, that's real.
don't
That's
take
real.
don't take
Yeah.
that as a
No,
Right.
no,
That's absolutely right. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
always
Like,
weird because we
it's a-
always had this saying. I told y'all a million times. You know, we appreciate the support, but you know,
yeah.
we'd rather you stand in front of us than behind us. If you can handle that, you know. Yeah,
Yeah,
we stand behind you, and no, motherfucker, get in front of me
Get in
for a
front.
minute.
Exactly. Let's see how
Just
all
for
that.
5 minutes, and let's see what
Yeah.
happens.
Let's see how that works out.
But that's the world we live in now, Dave. Not
Yeah,
to
I
get
mean,
off of tennis and all that,
no,
but
no,
again,
but
weird thing is, guys, we had this conversation the other day. Me and some of my friends. The word coddling came up. And I'll leave it at that. That's the society we live in now, guys. We live in a coddling.
Yeah.
And we're all of a certain age.
Right.
We weren't coddled. And all of us,
No.
almost, I think, even Ronan, we're all from New York.
Mhm.
So I never heard of the word coddling until recently.
No.
Because of what I see.
Exactly.
And this is what we got, Dave. I mean,
Yeah.
call it a color thing, call it a
It's
fucking
generation.
geographical thing.
That's just what it is. That's just
Yeah,
what it is.
listen, the revolution will not be on TikTok.
Or Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's move on. I meant to. I had this for last week, but we had the technical difficulties to StreamYard. Thank God they got it right. Yeah, this.
Yeah, shout out to StreamYard.
Yeah, exactly. $50 a month. You know, Gervonta Tank Davis's next opponent will be Jake Paul. I think this is going down in November. This is contributing to the detriment of the sport. It's already been sliding down the razor blade slide into the alcoholic river, ocean, however you want to put it. Okay, this right here, I'm very disappointed. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Live. What were you saying?
No, my bad, brother. I you know, like the brother Tank, man. I mean, and again, you know, we go back to Mike. You know why they taking the fight, right? But why? I'm saying, why? Like, I just don't. I had an argument about legacy, right?
Okay.
I had an argument about legacy, and this is when Mike Tyson fought, right? And everybody was on the side of him getting a bag. That was a fucking way they put it. Yo, at least you got a bag. At least you got. I was like, yo, how much is legacy worth, right? And again, right? I don't know that man's situation. I don't know what you know what I'm saying, what he needed to do and have in his coffers, you know what I'm saying, to survive, you know what I'm saying, have him and his family live well. But you know, not that you know his legacy was like this shiny whatever, but there was a reverence for Mike that we had, at least as a boxer, right? As a professional boxer that we had that is for me not there anymore. It's not there. So why would you? How much is it worth, man? Right?
Yeah.
To go from the most dominant motherfucker in the sport to letting a motherfucker with a $10,000 diamond ear protection beat you or draw. Call it a draw. Come on, man.
Well, listen, I don't want to get into I don't want to get into somebody else's pockets.
Right.
But I think, Live, your point is well taken, because Mike aside, because Mike was, 58 years old when he fought this guy. But a lot of these guys, they're not looking at legacy, they're looking at luxury.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And so you give these guys, young guys, these huge paydays. Nobody's taught them how to save anything. They and after their manager and all the other handlers and stuff, they got to pay all those people.
Yep.
And they run through it. They live extravagant lifestyles. They have all of these their whole posse and everything around them, and they hit these guys off, and so then they put themselves in a position where they are now gravitating towards the payday, because with boxing and like some other things is, you never know which payday is going to be your last payday. And sometimes you wake up about finances when you're too old to now get those big paydays anymore. And so I don't know about this case, but what I blame, and I'm not a boxing fan,
Okay.
but every time I see Jake Paul's name, my question is the same as live. Why? But the why is not. I'm not going to say why to Davis or Tyson or whoever's fighting him, because they all have their reasons, and a lot of it might be financial. But I say why to the fact that as people who watch it, why do you want to see this? Because if nobody bought the pay-per-view and all the other stuff, then Jake Paul wouldn't exist.
But they're gonna buy it, Dave. They're gonna buy it because again, because he's the influencer. You know what I'm saying? A popular one.
Yeah, and that all influence is good. And so what he's done though is he's turned this into, social media,
right?
And this type of lifestyle that we have now that a lot of the young people are succumbing to, in terms of being influenced by things that are not real.
Right.
And so a real boxing fan I don't think, I could be wrong. Listen, you guys ever see that team, the baseball team, that banana something?
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day.
Yes. I don't really like to watch it.
Okay.
I see it on there, but I don't really like to watch it. To me, that's not baseball.
Right. Okay.
It's a gimmick. Now they sell out, and they have a big following or whatever. God bless. But for me, I'm not interested in it.
Okay.
But we're pushing gimmick over sport.
Right.
The sport.
Right.
And I think Jake Paul is a gimmick. Right. And now this generation of boxing fan does not know. They weren't around to see Tyson. They weren't around to see Frazier and Ali and all that when it was real. And so I think that's why I always say why. It's not for Davis and others because they have their own personal reasons. It's the why. Why do we want to see Jake Paul?
I gotta tell you honestly,
that's why.
Exactly. That's what I'm ashamed of Tank, and I'll tell you why I'm ashamed of him. Instead of taking this fight, and you should be true to the boxing game.
Yeah,
I would focus more on trying to get a rematch with the guy that you just had a draw with in Lamont Roach.
Okay,
I would try to avenge that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting to this to grab the bag match with Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could do that later. And it's not even a real fight. It's an exhibition. It's an exhibition.
Which pays them sometimes more than the
which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Right. That is going to be more than a regular fight, yeah.
It's the money and like you said, it's an exhibition. So if he loses and walks away with 20 million, the loss don't go against his record because it's an exhibition.
It's an exhibition. Yeah. True that, exactly.
And here goes we go back to this revolving circle of influencers, social media. There's people that really have bought into this over the last umpteen years now, guys, that this shit is real life.
Right.
Like what you read on Twitter and TikTok, whatever they call this shit now. This is real life to people. I can look through a bubble and see some really silly shit and say, wow. To us, again, we're a different age, Elk.
Of course.
We look at it like, no, but these young folks are like, this shit is real. I could bungee cord. Really? Come on, man. We've gone too far, guys. Honestly.
What does society's become, man?
Right. Yeah, exactly, man. Ronan. Yeah.
From politics.
Pardon me. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, all right. I mean, just from politics to sports, these guys don't want to compete. They don't want to compete.
No.
Pick a lead. They don't want to compete. If I was on the team, we lost to this team, I can't wait till the next time we play them.
Yeah.
These dudes lose a fight and they don't want to fight each other. They don't want to go head up mano a mano. This is about this dude. It's an exhibition, so it doesn't affect his record. He can go and get 25, 30 millions. He can take a draw. I don't think he's going to sign. It's almost like WWE. They're going to pick and choose who. He's not going to lose. He's not going to knock this guy. In real life, this guy would beat Jake Paul into the ground. It's not even close.
Right.
Not even close. Anyone who's been in a ring with someone who's a boxer for real.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Even with the weight differential, because again, this guy last fight, I think he was like a cruiserweight. I'm talking about Paul.
Okay. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Even if he's a cruiserweight, I had a friend of mine who was 6'4". He got knocked out by a dude who was a 5'9", 164 pounds. Man, he was a boxer. He knocked him out in 5 punches. Matter of fact, one he hit him with a jab, stunned him, hit him with 3 more jabs, hit him with a hook and an uppercut, and his ass was out. And he thought, "Oh, I got jumped." No, you fought a dude who's a professional fighter. You're just a big guy. Jake Paul's not a real fighter.
No.
Right.
You think that? I mean, even 58-year-old Tyson, man, there's no way in hell. I don't care if Tyson was 90. I've seen videos of boxing instructors, 65, 70 years old, whooping people's asses, yo.
Yeah.
They
It's a
said in the
spectacle.
videos that Tyson was holding up. That you know what I'm saying?
I just think he was.
Yeah, it was like some clown shit.
To Ronan's point, there used to be a time when you lost at anything, whether it was losing a hill, losing a fight, losing a game, that you went back and you regrouped. Now, and again, you can use, I hate to use this, politics, for example. It's amazing to me that one side can get their asses totally whooped and not come up with another game plan, i.e. even in sports. But in politics, it's becoming so fucking much. You got literally, guys, without picking sides, you literally got your ass whooped, and you're still saying the same shit. I don't like R. I don't like Dave. The same shit. And nobody sits back. Again, to Ronan's point, even in sports. It wasn't you lost. You got mad. Whatever you lost that guy, whether we was playing PAL, fucking DYA, when you lost, you took that shit personal.
Oh yeah.
But this is the world we live in now. I
Right,
lost.
guys.
Fuck it. I'm gonna keep doing what I do.
Right,
Hopefully I
guys.
catch up. It's sickening, man. It
is.
Shit.
It is.
Man.
Just like
Make
like
money.
what
Yeah,
if
I'm alive. My bad. Go ahead, Live.
what if he lose to Jake Paul?
It won't
Like,
count live.
It won't count.
That's the catch.
Yeah, but that's numerically, right? You know what I'm saying? We just got finished 2 or 3 times talking about what influence, right? What's the status quo? What if he lose to Jake Paul, the influencer, over pay-per-view, millions wasn't call it, right? Will he be able to fight Roach after that? Will Roach want to fight that motherfucker after that?
I think he's ducking fights. I think he's ducking.
Me too.
Publicity match. This is a publicity match.
Yeah,
that's it. It's a publicity match. It's an easy paycheck. They're gonna act like they're gonna fight for how many rounds, and then at the end they're gonna hug. Everybody's gonna go home. Somebody's gonna have a big check. Somebody's gonna have a big check. They can take a few pictures.
Yeah,
he could add Tank to his wall to be like, oh, I was in the ring with Tank.
Right.
And I was in the ring with this person. I was in the ring with that person, and that's it. Jake Paul is not a serious fighter.
So you know what I see is, and we're all of a certain age,
right?
And when winning and losing meant something, and losing often hurt more than winning felt good. You know, I remember one year, teenager. And we used to play basketball in this guy's backyard, and he created a whole tournament for us. And we had the finals, and it was under the lights, and the girls were the cheerleaders, and we blew it up big. And my team lost; it was real close, and the winners got pizza. My guys that we lost, it stung us. These were all our friends. We were all friends. But it stung us because I'm watching them celebrate, and we had invested so much in this, wanting to win, and this is as a teenager. But I think that today, these kids today have a different relationship with losing, just like they have a different relationship with things that used to embarrass or bring shame because of social media, and they've really taken it to the next level. The idea of no such thing as bad publicity, things that used to embarrass us. Don't embarrass these kids anymore because they'll post anything on social media. So the idea of losing doesn't hit the same as it did us 30 years ago.
Because you know why, Dave? Because losing don't mean nothing no more.
No.
Again, not to keep going to politics, but you lose, but you won because you kept your seat, so you're fucking winning.
Right.
So you're still winning.
And to
Live's point, who cares who wins or loses this fight? Social media, they'll get on and they'll pick sides, and these two dudes will take their 20 million like they didn't even hear you. That's where social media turns into the for the loser. It's so what? I pocketed 20 million.
Exactly, and this is why somebody like Kobe, R.I.P., and Jordan, and some of the others who, even through, Kobe is more recent than Jordan, of course, but even in this time of where losing doesn't seem to affect people the same way, they stand out so much more, and this is why they praise the Mamba mentality. Well, hell, 40 years ago, we all had Mamba mentality. None of us wanted to lose.
Right.
And we'll fight our friend over a stupid game. And then we go back and we get over it after we get out of our feelings. But it hurt for things that meant far less than what they should to them.
There's no pain in losing no more, Dave.
No.
So you have what you had is you've had the goalpost moved. So you could go from everybody gets a trophy for participating.
Thank you, Bishop.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's no winner. Everybody just gets a trophy,
exactly,
and a medal or whatever.
Got that one.
And there's no reward for winning. And we've a lot of these kids have grown up in that environment where it's like, as long as you get out there and you participate, everybody's a winner. There are no losers.
Right.
And it's like, they are losers. They're all losers.
Exactly.
They're all losers and they're all winners. And it's like you get to a place and it's like whenever I'm coaching, it's like I don't like to lose. I am a slow loser. I don't like losing.
No.
When we lose, it's kind of like, okay, well, I want to dissect it. I want to understand why we lose.
And it becomes fuel.
Yeah, I think that. Good. I'm sorry, Bishop.
No, and then it's like, okay, well, for the people who are complaining about the loss, it's like, well, what could you have done better?
See,
exactly.
Again, we go back to how we started the show. I don't know if Bishop was here or live. The word coddling. Bishop did the 360. He brought everything back to it's coddling. You got to coddle somebody. So you don't know, again, you don't know the pain of losing because we're going to coddle you. We're going to rub you on your back and say, job well done. And here's your participation.
Serious disservice right there.
Because
you're taking away a lesson in life. When you
because guess what? Now you become older guys. Now you're an older person. You're not a child. So you don't know what it's like to lose. So now if you lose, here we go with the fucking deranged syndrome. Everybody got a fucking mental issue now. No, it's because you was never taught what it's like not to win, not to have your way. Now when you don't have your way, you want to go batshit crazy.
And
then we had this conversation, guys, and we went back and forth. Did we fail the generation under us?
In that regard, we absolutely did. And then you know what else we did was by coddling losers, we devalued winners.
Exactly.
So now you get kids that are like, well, I don't want to. What's the point? Because there is no, it's supposed to be winners, losers.
Losers.
They're like almost like here where they walk on the court and you got to ask, well, who won?
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
there is no value. So then you take away hard work. What are they working for?
So
Nothing.
when I used to coach like rec ball, and when I would coach AAU ball, it's like when I was coaching rec ball, some of the parents didn't like me. They didn't like me as a coach because I don't care if it's rec ball. Yo, we gonna beat your ass. I
Right.
don't care. And it's like, yo, the score could be like 65-14. We still playing. Yo, if there's time on the clock, we still playing.
Right.
Like I might put some of the not so good players in, but then they still got to do the same thing that the good players. You still expect there's an expectation of performance. So it's like you have these parents, and it's parents. It's not the kids because kids learn lessons. Kids learn these lessons. It's the parents who don't want the kids to learn these lessons. We had a situation where we played the team. They were chirping. So I told my guys, listen, we want to score 65 points in the first half, and we want to score about 40 points in the second half so that we walk out of here with triple digits. We don't care how much they score because they're not going to score more than us. They're not going to score more than us. During the first half of the game, we scored like 57 points. A parent came out of the stands onto the court and had a temper tantrum because their son was getting taught in trouble. It's like every time he got this, clear it out. He wants to chirp. Every time he goes, clear it out. Clear it out.
When did the NBA is a prime example of this, guys? When did, after each and every game, even if you got blown out by 30, we're hugging at midcourt? Yeah. When did this happen?
So the first memory that I have of anything like that was, after what was it when the Gulf War, and you remember the teams used to, like in basketball and football, used to at the end of the game pray together and so forth. But there was a purpose because there was something that was bigger than the game. Right. But then it got to the point where now everybody's buddy. Yeah. And I always remember how Oakley used to slap his teammates' hands when another opposing player would try to help them up, and you're like, no, we can't be friends on the court. And these guys, they act like they're all playing on the same team.
And I'm tired of them blaming the AAU syndrome. We played with each other when we were kids. You're not a kid anymore.
You're not a kid anymore. And so you mean to tell me you didn't learn anything about competition?
Right. What did Shaq tell Jordan? There was a time where Shaq was, I don't know if he was a rookie or he was a young player. Jordan went to the basket. Shaq fouled him hard. Yeah. He went to pick Jordan up. And Jordan, slapped his hand and then whispered in his ear, you don't help nobody up. Yeah. We don't have that no more.
We don't.
And a lot of it, guys, again, we go back to the societal bullshit. We don't want this. We don't want that. Now the NBA wants to be this kind legend, score 150 fucking points a night, and we're all happy. Nobody got knocked on their ass.
Right.
We saw a good game because Dave's team scored 140.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. We're measuring good games by the total number of points.
And after the Malice at the Palace, they preferred people hugging each other. I'm just waiting for somebody to go down and the opposing player help him up and change his diaper at the same time.
Yeah. No, you know what I'm waiting for, Dave? For somebody to go help somebody up and they slap his damn hand.
Yeah.
This is the funny thing, guys. If y'all are paying attention with this new switcheroo of the NBA and the broadcast, and NBC is trying to go the nostalgia role.
They are.
They're trying to bring back their ads and their promos. They're into the nostalgia. They're trying to bring back some nostalgia. But guess what, guys? They can't. I hate thank you, Art. I hate to be the guy that busts their bubble.
It's too late.
Yeah, you can't do it.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, just today, Doris Burke got sent down to the minor leagues.
There you go.
Yeah. We already knew if y'all follow basketball. Thank you, Bishop. But we all knew if you follow basketball, there was no way in hell when ESPN did all their shaking and baking, there was no way in hell you were going to tell me she was better than Legler.
Right. Nah.
If you ever heard Legler on Sirius XM or whatever he ever did, he was like that basketball. And again, he wasn't a superstar in the league, but the way he carried himself and talked and the research he did, and you kind of sort of, here we go again, guys, using the word societal. We got to appease too many groups nowadays. So we're going to put Doris Burke ahead of Legler because she's a female or...
Earth 244, whatever the fuck they call
it. I'm just saying.
I got a question. So since NBC is going back to the nostalgia and everything like that, did Ahmad Rashad retire when Jordan retired?
Probably. My main man. Yeah.
because it was like Jordan was out and so was Ahmad, and I haven't seen him since.
I can't wait in some ways. I wish, honestly, Amazon would have just took over completely. Let's start anew. Let's start fresh. Let's see where it goes.
Well, it might have been more interesting.
Because here's the weird thing, guys. I don't know if a lot of y'all were aware of this shit. This is an 11-year contract.
Right.
This shit ain't going away. Like even if Amazon falls on their face, this shit ain't going nowhere for like 11 years.
We're stuck.
Right, yeah, exactly.
We're stuck.
So you better come. You better bring it because again, guys, no matter what we say, numbers don't lie. People lie with numbers. You know, viewership is still down in the NBA. You know, people will bring up a million different scenarios, too many threes, no defense, whatever the case may be. Now you're flipping to total streaming. So now, guys, honestly, we can't track this shit no more because Amazon don't go off of viewership because they have subscribers.
Right.
So how do we monitor who's doing good? And it's going to be different.
It's going to be a lot different. It's going to be a lot different.
Yeah, I'm just worrying about how they're going to run the league pass. And
well, with that being said, let me piss you people off a little bit more. We're going to get into this one real quick. I don't know if you guys heard the story about this Rampage Jackson's son. Did anybody hear about this?
No, I was trying to look it up when you.
Oh man, bro, let me give you the details on this. So, allegedly, Mr. Jackson's son was part of this. I don't want to say skit, but part of this this wrestling league. And he got into the ring. I think he not get in the ring, but he had some type of interaction with a wrestler from this promotion. And the wrestler thought he was another wrestler, but Jackson is like UFC. So what the wrestler did was part of the act was he took a beer can and smashed it against Jackson's head. Right? Afterwards, he apologized. They both exchanged apologies and whatnot. You would think it was over. During that same event, if I'm not mistaken, this guy gets to the ring, takes the wrestler, slams him. He's rendered unconscious now. He's on the mat, flat on his back. Can't defend himself. Rampage Jackson's son is repeatedly punching this guy with all his might to this guy's head. He must have thrown at least 20 non-defended punches across his head. He beat the crap out of this guy. A lot of people were up in arms about this. People were calling for him to be charges be brought against this guy. Bro, I saw the video. It was horrific. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, oh my God. And this guy is throwing haymakers on top of this dude at his head. He can't defend him. He's already knocked out from being thrown. You know what I'm saying? Like a body slam. It was crazy. It was insane. So a lot of people are up in arms. They're like, oh, how can this guy do this and this and that? Now, I gotta throw a shout out to my boy Rich from Facts Over Feelings. because he made an excellent point. I thought about it. I said, you know what? You're right. Even though I was upset that he did that with the apology that they issued to each other, when you would think it was over. But in that same sense, Rich was saying to me, "Well, how would you feel if I smacked your mother in the face and then I apologized to you?"
Wouldn't be no fucking apology.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hold on for a second. I want to bring somebody in.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring some. Oh, there's David. I think he dropped out for a second. Yeah. So
Sorry,
again,
Bob.
no, it's all good, brother. But again, it's like he said, "How would you feel if you slapped if I slapped your mother and then I apologized to you? You wouldn't hold on to that. You wouldn't want some type of get back, revenge, whatever the case may be,
Retribution.
right?" And I said, So this guy obviously held on to that, and even a wrestler was like, "Yo, dude, you owe him a receipt, and by receipt, you owe him a punch, real life, in the ring." You know what I'm saying? So once my friend said that, I was like, "Yo," I said, "You know what? You got a point on that, especially with the mother reference and whatnot." I was like, "Yeah." So, David,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not up on this story.
okay. Well, like I said before, there was a wrestling promotion. Rampage's son, his name is Raja. He's into the MMA as well, but he's not a wrestler. He went to this event, and they had like a little standoff and whatnot in the ring or at the days, whatever the case may be. And the wrestler, thinking that he was a fellow wrestler, he took out a beer can and smashed it against Raja's head. Right, and then a little bit later.
Is that the one where he body slammed the guy or something?
Yes.
Okay,
Body
I saw
slammed,
that. I didn't know the context.
Yeah, body slammed him and hit him over 20 times, punching him across the head.
They beat the brakes off that dude.
Yeah.
So in other words, people look at it. It's like, okay, well, what did he do, and what was your response? You smashed the beer can over his head, and you pretty much wanted to end the guy's life because you could have changed the course of his life from this point moving forward if you hit him in his head with haymakers, with serious haymakers while he's defenseless.
Oh no!
So it's kind of like, okay, well, what was your response to? That's like somebody pushing you and you pulling out a gun and blowing their head off.
Okay, so I don't know, man. Like I feel funny about answering this, man, because I just now put my son getting, you know what I'm saying, like being assaulted or whatever, and I'm going, I might have caught a charge too. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, he smashed the beer can against his son's head, dog. Like. Now, mind you, it wouldn't have been no apologies, theatrics. There wouldn't have been none of that, right? It would have been an instant. And this is Rampage Jackson we're talking about. We're talking MMA fighter, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's his son. It's his son, right?
Right, but I'm saying it's like it's his son. So,
but like, the son was the one that went violent. The son was the one that like went crazy.
So the son was the one that popped up?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought hitting somebody over the head with a beer can was part of this nonsense, but hey, I will say this.
In wrestling circles, that it can happen.
Right.
Okay.
I did hear from, I'm actually researching it. And his dad, whether you want to consider it an excuse or whatever, he's saying his son was never the same. I didn't know this. His mother got murdered. His mother was murdered, and his father's saying he's never been the same.
So there's some type of mental
some kind of
Trauma.
instability.
Right.
I don't know how she was murdered. I didn't read the whole story. But she was actually murdered.
He shouldn't have been in that. I mean, God bless everybody affected by that, man. But he shouldn't have been in that kind of situation.
So again, he smashed the beer can over the guy's head, aluminum beer can over his head, and you try to kill the dude.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. When,
Oh
You
yeah.
try
Well,
to end
again,
his life.
and
You
let's
try
not
to end his life.
and let's not lose the fact that they not only did the wrestler apologize, but he accepted and he apologized himself for whatever reason. There was
Forget about that part.
apologies thrown. I can't forget about that part because again, that's what happened. I can't
Right,
forget about it.
right.
It's words, it's action. We're talking about the action. So
Yeah,
they could have hugged and dapped up and
he,
kissed.
he,
No,
he
they
just rubber
used to
check
go.
Charlie. That's what
Yeah.
that was. He was like, "Yeah, okay, I forgive you. I apologize. Wait till we get into this ring. I'm
Rubber
gonna
check
beat
Charlie.
the flames. I'm gonna beat the brakes off you right now."
Yeah,
He
it's
didn't-
like, yo,
it wasn't
yeah,
sincere.
so you pretty much tried to end this dude's life because he smashed a beer can over your head, and it's like,
Yeah, that's
come on,
great.
it's not the two are not even.
So you're saying that essentially the response, what the initial action didn't warrant the kind of response.
Not at all. Not at all.
Nah.
Okay, so let me just ask this, and I know it may be apples and oranges, but I'll throw it out there. Beginning of the segment, we were talking about how Thompson should have smacked.
A little bit. Is that we got any? What's that? I'll pick some up tomorrow.
All right, then.
The tennis player should have smacked the woman for
Absolutely.
verbal assaulting her.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You don't think that would be over the top? A lot of
No.
people consider that over the top.
It would definitely be over the top for her because again, we talking about you being able to kind of mentally consider your livelihood and is this even worth it? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to calculating like, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, I forgive you. Let's go ahead and show them a good show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but listen,
murder right there.
Listen, I'm just saying that in this, and I understand because we could snap, but I'm looking at how much are we responsible for in our actions and our responses, and we're all capable of snapping. But I found in my life that snapping has not served me well.
Yeah,
and you have if he had killed this man.
Yeah.
His livelihood is done.
Shot.
And then he's sitting somewhere with a life sentence or however, contemplating how maybe I could have handled this differently. So I think the lesson in this is that unless you are either the victim or the perpetrator, none of us we can only assume what the emotions are. But we get to talk about it on a Thursday night. But if it had gone even worse and somebody had died, this is all they're going to be talking about, for the rest of their lives. And so I'm just thinking that, and this is for me as well, because I'm learning these lessons over time as well. So I'm not saying that I'm exempt, and I'm not saying that I've handled every situation the right way.
Right.
But there's always that I've learned in my life that every situation that I went in that went south for me, there was always a window of opportunity for me to end it before it went that way. And then you sometimes you don't realize what that window is until after it's too late, and then you say, at this point, I could have gotten out of this. At this point, I could have ended it. So emotions can take over. So whether it's on a tennis court and somebody's yelling at you and you get angry because you don't like it, or you're in a wrestling ring and something went a way that you didn't think should have gone, there's always that point where you could have gotten out. Thompson got out before she made the error, which could have been a career fatal error for her.
Well, it's what you're describing is emotional maturity. That's what you're describing. Being mature emotionally, because you're able to regulate your emotion. The prison and the cemetery is full of guys and girls who couldn't regulate their emotions. And
you know what else is? So is the unemployment line.
Couldn't regulate. Well, I got to tell you, there's always a place for you to go work. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah.
But
It's
this
like,
the losing of the job is not the recovery that I'm
yeah,
referring
yeah,
to.
yeah. It's like at the end of the day, if you lose your job because of some kind of anger issue or whatever, you can always go work at the Waffle House. 'Cause that's all they hire.
Because that actually would be a plus on your resume.
Exactly. Exactly.
For those who know,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah, yo, he's like, yo, can you fight? Can you
Yeah.
fight? Can you
Right.
fight?
Forget the waffles. The
So, yo,
waffles,
can you
Right.
fight?
you know.
Can you fight?
Right.
Have
Yeah.
you ever been? Have you ever
Yeah.
been a
Right.
part of? Have you
Oh
ever been a
man,
part of a group melee? A
that's
group
hilarious.
melee, because at any point, yo,
Have
it'll
you
snap.
the
Could and it
while
will.
we're in a riot?
Yeah,
Important.
Wow.
yeah. It's like 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. People coming from the club. You
Yep.
might have to get it in. You might have to get it in. You might have to put your
You
spatula
will.
down.
You will.
Yo, you put your spatula down and get your work in.
It's on and popping up in there.
Hilarious,
doubt.
hilarious. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's the deal with this guy, man.
what I'm saying is, so what if he had broke his neck? What if he had broke his neck?
Yeah.
What if he
Yeah,
had
because the
given
guy
him
was
permanent brain damage by pounding on his
exactly
head?
because the
with
guy was
full force?
unconscious. He was
Yeah.
unconscious with the body slam
Yeah.
right off
Yeah.
the rip, right off the rip, and then
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So this is a wrestling spot. So did he hit him with a fake beer can or a real beer can?
See that I'm not
Because I read one report that he hit him with a fake beer can.
really.
Oh,
So
that's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just asking, man, because
Yeah,
if you do
I have no
wrestling, man,
idea.
I mean, these dudes
Yeah.
do these wrestling spots, man. You know, you go in there. I mean,
Yeah, but how hard is it? How hard is a beer can hitting you in your head? But I'm saying, how hard is a beer can hitting
Exactly.
you in your
I get
head
what you're saying, Bishop.
to
I
the
get what you're
point where
saying.
you go to the point where you're going to try to end somebody's life?
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And the
Yeah.
guy was like
Yeah.
unconscious from rip.
And he was
be on
going
top of
quick.
him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he
You
was
could just
going quick.
beat the hell out.
Well, he learned a lesson that day.
I think they both did.
Right.
That's insane. That's insane.
Don't fuck around with me, and you gonna find out.
I wouldn't hit that guy with a feather.
Yeah.
All right, let me get into some other stuff real quick. Let's see. What about this? I found this to be incredible. The Indianapolis, the Colts make Daniel Jones, the great Daniel Jones, their quarterback number 1 on the depth chart. QB1
from the Giants.
Yeah, that same one.
Oh, wow,
that same one. Now, what I found hilarious is this head coach of the Colts, Shane Steichen. He says Jones's consistency in operations, checks, protection, ball placement, and completion percentage as key factors in the decision.
Wow.
When?
Wow.
During training camp.
When did this happen? When did all this happen?
He'd have been better off picking him off of his Madden rating.
Right.
Got that right.
When he picked him up.
Who did he beat out?
On Madden.
So you would have to ask, who did he beat out?
Right.
Because whoever he beat out, you need to understand like what's happening with your life. Like what
you know who he beat out? He beat out that guy Anthony Richardson. Exactly.
Yeah,
I
do think, guys, they're trying to give this guy. I don't want to say have patience with him. Yeah, another year or maybe to get his feet a little wetter.
How many years has he had so far?
I think this is a second year, maybe second, third.
Nah, it's more than second, third.
Yeah, it's got to be.
He's got 2 contracts.
Richardson?
No.
Jones. Yeah,
no, that's what I'm saying. I think they're giving this guy Richardson a little more.
Okay. I misunderstood. I said they were giving Danny Jones. So he's like a placeholder.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I gotta say, it's like I said when I posted that, I'm like, yeah, that tells you everything you need to know about the Colts this season.
Exactly.
It tells you everything you need to know about the Colts.
It tells you everything you need to know about the Colts, and tells you a lot of what you need to know about NFL in general.
Right.
They recycle a lot of these guys. Some guys will always have a job.
Right, and I'm like, he's still eating off that Giants bag like crazy. Like,
hell yeah. He's eating large. He's eating large.
Don't hate the player.
No,
right. No, absolutely.
Somebody might know a little more about football than us. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just
because isn't this the second year of that $160 million contract? Because he's supposed to have a 4-year deal. Didn't that just start last year?
No, Richardson.
It's
the Giants contract. Again, guys, somebody look it up, please. It's the NFL. We know half that shit ain't guaranteed. So we might have walked away with $20 for all we know.
You make a very good point. You make a very good point, Dom. They be like, yo, this is an astronomical contract. It's an astronomical contract.
Not real. It's not real.
But you don't get paid if the sun comes out.
I just think they're trying to give this kid enough rope.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I think he's 22, 23 years old.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They should have drafted him, man, in the first round.
I know, exactly, Ronan. Yeah. That's what I said.
I see the Giants got rid of my cousin Vinny.
DeVito, whatever.
He shouldn't even be in the league. I mean, come on.
Was he the one that said he wanted to be traded? Was he the one that demanded the trade after?
I think so.
Did he?
I think so. I think he really did. I believe.
You fucking. I can't believe how you guys brought me back into this NFL.
How do you come from selling used cars to demanding a trade?
John Starks was bagging groceries.
I'm about to say, exactly.
Yeah. But Starks put his heart and soul into that team
until he shot us out of the championship. Yeah, but we forgive and forget. Yeah,
but you know what? I don't want to go. I don't want to go there. But you know what? He wasn't responsible for subbing himself out either.
Yeah, exactly. But you got to admit though, when he shot 1 for 17, we was like, "Damn, I wish that motherfucker was still bagging groceries."
Yeah.
Hey, let's be honest. Nobody blamed Pat Riley. Maybe a couple of people was like, "Why didn't Riley pull him?" Yeah. And then of course Riley would come back with his arrogant ass response.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Was it who was it? Was it Ro Blackman that was on the bench crying?
And Hubert Davis was there.
It was like, come on. Yeah. That was painful.
They had some guys that could. I mean, not to change subject.
Yeah, not to
Riley could have subbed anybody in.
Exactly.
You know what? No, I will always say, and I can't prove it, but nobody can tell me that I'm wrong. That the last shot that he took, that Hakeem blocked,
he fouled him.
Well, no. Also, I think that if Hakeem hadn't gotten to him, that's the one that would have gone down.
Maybe, yeah. But you know what else we overlook in that series?
What's that?
Speaking of Olajuwon, I hate to say it, man. He just ate Patrick Ewing.
Hey!
I know. I don't lie, my brother. Patrick Ewing. I know, but we all saw the same games.
Yeah.
But
I will say there's no shame. You know, Hakeem was definitely
something special.
Yeah,
he did it to everybody. He did it.
Yeah, he was something special, guys.
Come on now.
I'm only saying here, man. Yeah, I dig what y'all saying, man. We just ain't got to be rehashing it.
It's okay. Let's go back. Let's go back to the Colts. I'll bring us back to the Colts. You got live coming out of the shadows,
bro. I enjoy this, man. I enjoy this, man.
Live got so excited. We talked about you, and he came back.
He was like, "Hey,
part of him in the
yeah.
I
knew that would get him pissed off. I know how much you like doing.
I'm saying, like I got his ass with me.
He had the camera off. You know.
He back in.
Drinking club soda. I wanted to drink club soda in peace and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
I was about to say,
served his peace.
He was served his peace. You
I'm
see
sorry,
his
Live. I'm
hands
sorry.
What? Well, I thought we was fans here. What happened?
Yeah, we were talking about a whole different subject. All of a sudden,
Exactly.
Exactly.
Patrick Ewing.
They talking about Jones and his
Yeah.
bag. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
what happened?
He
Well,
said,
I woke Live's ass up, didn't
Yeah,
I?
you got that right.
You sure did.
You ain't getting
Yeah.
his ass whipped. I'm like, oh my god.
Hold up, exactly.
That's okay.
Can't be dissing this boy, man. Can't
You
be
don't have you don't have to show your hands. You don't have to show your hands, man.
I will say though.
Shit, here's the hard shit to be fucking with Ewing. Ewing was an asshole. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm just realizing that in the last 5 years, dog. Like he was like nobody likes this motherfucker.
No,
You know
that's
what I'm
why
saying?
he can't get a coaching job. That's why he can't get a coaching
Right,
job.
right.
Remember when
right,
everybody
right.
got upset with Julius Randle for doing the thumbs down?
Yeah.
Nobody was worse than Ewing. Ewing
Right.
used to shoot motherfuckers the bird. Like, man, get out of here.
Wow.
But I will say this. I love Patrick too. That shit's almost like the curse of Babe Ruth. Except the Red Sox actually have won World Series since that curse has been broken. The Knicks haven't done shit since the curse of Patrick Ewing.
No, that was bad.
We're going on 26 years of this shit now, guys.
Yeah, and all they had to do was sign him for 2 years
And let him play out.
and let him play out.
Yeah.
Right.
Let him play out.
The curse of Patrick Ewing, man. It's woo.
Patrick Ewing.
That shit is real.
Well, the shit may be real, but we'll see. This coming season, this is the time for them.
Yeah.
This is it's the time. Now you say no, this is the time, man. Come on, stop.
You said you talking about the Knicks?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
You said them. You didn't say us.
No.
You
Because
said
he's not a part of it. Because he's not a part of it. Because he's not a part of it.
Last year
He's
you went
not a
on
part
this
of
whole us campaign.
Dave,
Shut up.
Dave.
You know, there you
Yeah.
go. There you go. Us, them. I'm just saying. Whatever.
Oh,
case may be.
okay.
Dave.
Yep.
Dave.
Yep. Right.
He
here.
didn't say it because he's not a part of it. He's not.
Whatever.
He's not
Yes,
inside.
Here we go.
Wow.
I'm not gonna get into this. I'm not getting into this.
Yeah.
No, he didn't say us because he's not in the circle. He know what it is.
Sure I am. Sure I am.
His trial subscription ran out. He didn't renew it.
Whatever.
No, it wasn't even a trial. He know what the status
Wow.
is. He know what the status is.
Damn.
You know what the status is. It was
Anyway,
I had some
Anyway.
high hopes for you. I had some high hopes for you.
yeah, I'm sure. Anyway,
I was welcoming you to the Nick fandom. You know, I sent out the bandwagon for you and everything.
Nah. And the bishop was there with ice cold water. No, fuck out of here.
Bishop got his ass in a bathtub full of
oh
ice.
Lord, man.
I'm so
Anyway,
disappointed.
like I said, don't be disappointed because I know who I'm rooting for, and that's the New York Knicks. So, despite what y'all say, it doesn't even matter.
That's probably why they lost. That's probably why they lost.
As I was saying,
you still
this
NETS?
This is our year, okay?
All right.
Nah.
Period. I say so. I say so.
Consistency is going to rear its head.
Our year to do what?
And Cleveland's going to go to the NBA championship.
What?
Damn.
What?
I don't know about that. They're talented. I'll give them that.
Dumb. I think Dumb got a prescription for that medicinal stuff.
No, I'm just when you look at how these teams have done what they've done.
Right.
You take even the Bucks when they won. You take the Celtics as long as it took them. But what they did is all of them kept their core.
Right.
They all kept their core players. Cleveland has kept their core players that have just gotten better and better. This guy Mobley has not even reached his full potential yet.
Yeah, and I heard he on steroids right now. I heard.
Dude, you want to hear something? You want to hear something crazy, dog?
Yeah.
We said that last season when they were winning all of those games, and then when it came time to
that's what I mean, though, Bishop.
But I'm saying when it came time to nut up, they showed you all those guys showed you who they were.
Wow.
It happens to the best. It happened to the Celtics.
What's
it happened to the Bulls. It happened to the Bucks. It happened to all of these teams. But they stood pat, and next thing you know, again, guys, I'm a Knicks fan. Y'all know that. I don't want Bishop putting me in the R boat. But unless y'all tell me that something miraculous happened in the offseason and Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns are going to come back as defensive players of the year, they're still our weak link.
Yeah, I will have to say the only R boat that Dom is in is the reality boat.
Right.
I'm just saying, guys.
Yeah.
It's unless they change up so drastically, they're always going to be that thorn in our side.
He said Cleveland. In Cleveland, Cleveland had an opportunity. This is the most games that they've won since LeBron.
Yeah, I get it, Bishop. I'm just saying, when you stick to what you got, sooner or later, I just gave you a list of teams that have done it.
Well, they got rid of their point guard.
They got better every year. And like I said, this Mobley kid, this might be his year to be really this guy.
I gotta tell you, honestly,
he plays both ends of the field. He plays both ends of the court.
That dude has no heart.
We're gonna find out, guys.
Very soon we're gonna find out. Let me just say something. The Knicks pretty much aced themselves out, and when I say that, I'm talking about bad coaching decisions. Okay, they had a chance to go further. They did. So this year it's gonna be a lot different. They're not gonna. I don't see them acing themselves out
because you're
a lot of. Hold on, out of a lot of games like they did last season. I don't see
you're putting all your eggs in the basket of the coach. So you're telling me again, guys. I'm only asking. You're telling me because of this one. Let me finish, because of this one move, that these two guys that have been a thorn in our side since we got them together are going to become. I'm hoping for it. Don't get me wrong. I just don't see it. Because they've never done it, and they've all had different coaches.
What I'm saying to you is,
who was the guy that had bench that took what's the name off the bench during that game?
Who that?
That to put Towns on the bench in the fourth quarter.
When Deuce,
when they brought Brunson back in the game.
Yeah,
right.
When they took out Deuce, right?
Who was that?
That was. I don't know. It was Tibbs.
It was the coach, But again, guys, we discussed that too. Let's say, again, we can only go by what actually happened because when he did come back in the game, he became the Jalen Brunson I'm telling you about. Turned the ball over, couldn't guard nobody. And again, guys, I'm not wishing against this. I'm just saying the likelihood of it happening because they've never done it is going to be that thorn in the Knicks' side. So how can you do this, guys? I don't care who the coach is. When you got to take your best players out to rotate offense for defense, you're already one foot on the banana peel because they can't play defense.
Is that a failure of the coach or is that a failure of the player?
It's the players. Somebody got to play defense, Bishop.
So you mean to tell me the coach didn't set the standard to say, "Hey,
no, stop.
This is what you."
This guy has had 3 different coaches and he still can't play defense. And he still got the basketball IQ of a fucking Egg McMuffin. You can give him whatever coach you want to give him. He's proved this shit over how many years, guys? Believe me, I don't. There's an old saying, guys. Sooner or later, you are who you are.
That motherfucker
he is who he is.
Look like Michael Jackson moonwalking.
He is who he is, guys. I hate to say it, but unless he comes back, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm not against it, and I'm not for it. But maybe it is time to put Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup with them.
No,
you might sacrifice some offense,
right?
But now you go back to Hyde and Karl Anthony Towns on defense.
That's my starting 5. You don't have a 2. We don't have a 2 on the team that can effectively start at that position. You know what I'm saying? Except for fucking Bridges.
Right.
And he's a 3. So you gotta start it. I mean, unless you're talking about starting Yabusele, you know what I'm saying? And you're not, and that's not what you're gonna do. You're gonna start Mitch. You're gonna keep Bridges at the 2. OG gonna become an all-star this year because he's gonna play his natural 3 most of the fucking time. You understand what I'm saying? And we're gonna win more games that way. You know what I'm saying? Instead of playing that motherfucker Hart at the 2, Hart is now gonna come off the bench, and you know who's gonna suffer from that? Deuce, because it's gonna be the new cat they got. and Clarkson and him.
But you got to remember though, Live. Are you willing? Again, I'm just asking the questions. Are you willing to sacrifice in today's NBA where offense rules? Are you willing to sacrifice that much offense because you know Mitch ain't going to give you none in order to hide Karl Anthony Towns?
We don't have a choice.
Is Mitchell Robinson healthy?
If he's healthy, that's another thing, Dave. If he's healthy,
you told me that we had a 2, right? And y'all gonna bug out when I say this, right? Even if we had Shamet, right? If we had Shamet, if there was somebody to man that 2 that would draw deep, you know what I'm saying, other teams out, and we could start Shamet, Bridges, OG at the 4 again, and then Cat at the 5. I would say, yeah, let's do that, and not fuck with Mitch until the fourth quarter. You understand what I'm saying? But we don't have.
You guys are missing the point. You guys are missing the point. You guys are missing the point. It's like you dissecting, talking about personnel and this and that. Yo, the root of the problem is that guy, the last coach, still coached the team like they were a 17-win team. He still coached the team like they weren't better than they were. He still coached the team. He still coached the team.
They weren't.
That's why he got fired, because when he did allow those guys to get into the game and they showed that they could deliver.
It don't matter, Bishop. We had this conversation. Sometimes the better team wins. That's all. And Indiana was the better team. If you're gonna sit here and tell me the Knicks were better than Indiana, I don't give a shit who you thought you were pulling off the bench on the Knicks. They didn't match up with their bench, guys. Let's just keep it a buck. They had too much firepower coming off their bench, and we didn't. We had Mitchell Robinson coming off our bench, good defensive player, good rebound. They ain't giving you shit on offense. You got Towns and Brunson who can't check a fucking dry cleaner playing in clutch minutes against their bench players, and they couldn't stop their bench players.
All last season, you were preaching about how the starters were outscoring.
Right, that was their glue until they played Indiana.
when you got to the playoffs, and what they did was they dissected. They started singling out Brunson. They started singling out Towns, and we never made any adjustments to say, hey. We never made any adjustments to say, hey, maybe we need to put OG Anunoby on Siakam, because Siakam is singling out.
They did.
Hard. No, they did not. No, they did not.
He checked.
Siakam. Hard played against Siakam, and he cooked him. He cooked them the whole series.
You're looking at 5 guys, Bishop. 5 guys that basically carried that team to 51 wins. And how many rounds in the playoffs? They just ran into a better team. You're going to see this year that sooner or later the better team will always win.
And then what you're going to say then? Simple. And then what you're going to say then? Well, they got better players on the roster. So
the Cavs have a better roster than the Knicks. That's
the Cavs had a better roster last season.
Again, Bishop, they did have a better roster last year, but again, here goes those growing pains, and every team has done it except the Knicks. We'll see what happens this year, guys. I'm just saying,
what's the name?
Unless you're telling me Jalen Brunson is the new fucking defensive player of the year, he's gonna be that liability. And so is Karl Anthony Towns.
Mobley sat out because his foot was hurting him. That's what Mobley sat out in the playoff game in the second round.
Right.
You had the point guard who sat out because his big toe was hurting him.
They were hurt, man. Now what are you gonna do?
Then you had Donovan Mitchell who said, okay, well, these guys are not playing. So guess what? I'm not gonna go all out because they're not playing. So they won how many games they won? They won like the top team in the NBA or the
top they had the most wins. Yeah.
They had the most wins, and then they get to the playoffs in the second round and shit the bed.
But remember, Bishop, that happened to us the year before last. We went on that run, and then we got hurt, and everything went left. Same thing happened to Cleveland. I mean, shit happens. You get injuries, and But again, when you talk
that
about
wasn't-
player for player, unless Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson come back with at least a smidgen of a defensive foot, they're going to be the same players, and we're still going to keep having to rotate them out at the end of the game, offense for
He's not
defense.
gonna- I
even
don't
if they have a
think
better
Brown's
coach,
gonna do that.
even if they have a better coach, even if
Brown-
they have a better coach.
Yeah, Brown is not going to do that. He's
We'll
not.
see. What has he done? What does that commercial say for UPS? What will Brown do for you? We're going to find out.
He
He
made
hasn't done it nowhere else. I mean, so we're going to find out.
He made a defensively challenged Kings middle of the pack defense and first in offense.
And got
I
fired.
can deal with that. Right.
Got fired.
But was it a good fire though?
Yes,
Right?
of course it was. I'm not the owner. The owner said you got to go. You ain't doing something right.
But
Right?
if Thibodeau was a good, so Thibodeau's not a good fire.
He has to be.
You're
You're not gonna get a debate out of me because they fired him. So
Right.
it had to be a good fire, right? Your
No,
management said he got to
not-
go, so he had to go.
Not in Brown's case though.
Oh,
You know what
okay,
I'm
why?
saying?
Why? Because he's
even
brown.
No,
He
no,
wasn't that
because-
good of a coach. His fucking record ain't better than Thibodeau's record.
Right, but that there was
We're just looking at we're so
circumstances.
happy to get rid of somebody that we'll be happy to get somebody.
No, we was happy
We're
to get
gonna
rid
find
of
out, guys. That's all I can say. We're gonna find out.
We was happy to get rid of Tibbs because he was
Right.
fucking everything up. You know what I'm saying? Playing
Okay,
6
we're
and a
gonna see.
half
We're gonna
people
see this year. We're gonna see this
when the
year.
Pacers had 4 people
I'm-
playing with fucking Brunson.
I'm
That's
with
why
y'all.
they won. They wasn't a better
totally.
team. It was 4 against
No,
me.
they were a better team. That's why they went
They
to the
wasn't a
finals.
better.
And
They
we
had a
didn't.
better game plan.
No, they was a better team.
He got no.
Live. You're gonna tell me? Let's say all things even, and the Knicks rotated their bench against Indiana's bench.
We couldn't find out. Your man
Who had a better bench?
We couldn't.
Come on,
Your
guys.
man ain't say
They had the best bench in the NBA.
Live. So
Mm-hmm.
according to Dom, Obi Toppin was better than anybody.
Right. Say that
like,
again.
yo, come
Don't
on.
let
It's
me
like,
pull
come
up.
on,
Don't
man.
let me pull up the stats because then y'all gonna say these guys didn't get a chance to play.
The stats don't prove
Obi
nothing.
Toppin probably averaged more points than anybody coming off the Knicks bench.
But we know Obi Toppin though. He's a bum.
Okay,
Right?
he's a bum that scored more points than anybody coming off our bench.
He's a bum that Carlisle let run up and down and cherry pick.
That was their game plan, Live. That's how they played.
So thank you. I just said that. They had a better game plan. They didn't have better
They
players.
have better players. You still gotta play.
No.
How do you take a team?
6.5 people, right? You know what I'm saying? So that means
No,
Brunson.
we didn't. No, we didn't. We played 7, 8 players.
That he come on, man. He played 6.5. Who you know what I'm saying?
He played 7.
You know,
I went over this with y'all before. Y'all keep saying this shit, but
them couple of minutes that Deuce got, that don't count.
it don't count. He averaged 22 minutes a game.
Like, he didn't play them dudes until absolutely positive.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all make it sound like they didn't play nobody. We ran a 7-8 man rotation.
He absolutely didn't.
And believe me, it pains me to say Obi Toppin was better than anybody on our bench, but he was.
Ladies and gentlemen,
how many minutes does the bench play?
Yeah, dude.
And
Ladies and
I went over this with y'all last year, but y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all make it sound like we didn't play nobody.
Dominic Indonado, Tibbs Legal Defense Fund.
No, not at all. I'm talking about. I'm talking about what y'all are skimming over. I ain't talking about the coach no more. I'm talking about what y'all are skimming over. We didn't have no bench. Y'all kept saying that shit, but even as Knicks fans, if you look down that bench, who was you counting on? Deuce McBride?
You can't
be honest with yourself. Don't be honest with me.
What was that little Spanish looking cat that called?
You don't even know his name.
Right? No, because he's a bum. He's a bum. What was his name? Stewart?
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you a question.
Stewart was back in the day.
Live and Bishop. I'm asking y'all a question.
Oh,
when y'all was sitting on the bench, let me finish, Bishop. When you were sitting on the bench, and you look down like this, I know you ain't got your camera on, but when you look down the end of the bench like this, who was you pulling off that bench?
Okay,
I'm pulling the dude that's mixing the green Gatorade with the red Gatorade and telling him to give me 5 minutes. Like Stewart.
Okay, all right.
Like
So
the
you give
same
him.
thing
So he
Carl
gives
out
you
there
5
with
minutes.
Stewart. I don't need you to
But they were
be no hero.
scoring.
I need
They
you
were
to
one of
I
the
need you
best
to
scoring
stay in front
teams
of
in the league.
I
Live.
need you to stay in front of Brunson for 5 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? Until my man ankle get right. I need you to stay in front of Brunson 10 minutes. I need you to stay in front of Brunson 15 minutes.
But
Okay,
they were productive, right?
Right. Obviously,
The
because
players were productive.
he played them.
Again, I'm asking you the question, Live.
So
When you look
They
down at
were
the end of
very
the bench,
productive.
who
They were
was you going
very
to pull
productive.
off? Who was
So
you going
what
to pull
you
off the end
what
of our
you
bench?
The
Tyler
dude
Kolek?
that's mixing the green
Tyler
Gatorade with
Kolek?
the red Gatorade.
Hold on.
That's
Time out.
who I'm pulling off.
Time out.
hold
Time
on,
out.
We're going to find out this year. That's all.
I'm sorry. What was the topic?
You don't even know.
Yeah, so
It was Patrick Ewing.
so
I want to ask a question other
it's
than that. I
crazy.
want to
No,
ask
it's-
a question.
But I'm saying
non-hit
it's
question.
crazy. It's crazy that we can sit here and parse and say that the other team had like a great game plan instead of looking back and saying we had a shitty game plan.
Yeah,
Because
they have
we
better
had
players.
mismatches.
Yeah.
We had
Y'all still stuck
mismatches.
on that game
No,
plan
no,
shit
we
like it
had-
was the fucking NFL.
we had
better
mismatches.
players.
No. We had mismatches.
No.
OG Anunoby was a mismatch. Carl Anthony Towns was a mismatch, and we never took advantage of that. We never took
Why?
advantage of that.
Why was
No.
that, Bishop?
Bad coaching.
You know what statistic I read, and we can get off
Bad
the Knicks
coaching.
after this because I got a question. You know what I read? I found a statistic that Carl Anthony Towns was like 34th in the NBA in pick and rolls.
Mm.
You know why? You'll blame
They
the
don't
coach.
run them.
No, you'll blame the coach, but I'll tell you why. Why is a 7'1" guy 30 feet out from the basket 90% of the time? You can't run a pick and roll with a guy standing 90 feet. And this was Carl. Let me finish live. This was Carl Anthony Towns' game plan. Remember, I want to be the best shooting big man in NBA history. So he ain't going to the basket. He didn't go to the basket with a different coach in Minnesota, and he didn't go to the basket with the Knicks because this is what he wants to do.
Right. The same way Brunson wanted to be clutch player of the year and chuck his way into the Hall of Fame.
Well, I'll tell you that's another subject, guys. Is he gonna get off the hero ball and stop being a miniature version of James Harden?
Now this is something we can talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like again, Dom is absolutely right on those 2 points.
And Bishop said this a million times.
Yeah. No, he want to be Mr. Pick and Pop, right? Cat want to be Mr. Pick and Pop, and Brunson want to be Chuck Mangione. You know what I'm saying? So again, I blame that on the coach too. You let them do what they want.
Let me ask. I gotta ask Dave a question.
Yep.
Dave, how the fuck do the Mets sweep Philly and lose to the Marlins?
I know. And Philly won last.
Yeah,
tonight.
so it's like you're almost back to where you were before you started playing.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is.
You know what they always say. I know we're going to be bad getting off of basketball, but especially in baseball,
No,
this time of year.
Were we even on basketball?
Yeah, you gotta.
I thought we were talking about the dude in the wrestling.
The wrestling.
But
you know what, Dave?
Jumped off of that.
There's no time now, especially. You can't sweep the first place team.
No, I know, and they just
because guess what? I was getting nervous because the Yankees was winning like 3 or 4-0, and these clowns tied the game up.
Exactly.
And I'm not sure. I don't want to speak too quickly, but I think the Yankees took the lead. I hope. Yeah, they're winning 9-4 in the ninth.
Okay.
But they let the White Sox come back and
the White
game.
Sox. That's crazy.
A team with 10 wins. I mean,
right.
I will say this: they got that kid who pitched last night, Nolan McLean.
Yeah,
he's got some nasty stuff for the Mets, and they're bringing up this kid tomorrow.
What happened?
Jonah Tong. That's supposed to be really filthy too. But I saw some video of the strikeouts with this guy.
What about that guy that pitched for the Yankees the other day? I know they were only playing the Nationals. I can't even say his name. It sounds like Schindler's List.
Wow.
Wow.
It's got a shitty name, like shitty actually.
Wow.
Shitler or Shitlin?
Wow.
Shitlin?
Wow.
This guy pitched like, where has this guy been?
Is this we're not a family. We're not a family show, right?
No, not at all. I'm just saying he got a really shitty name, Dave.
He was in the minors, man.
This is his name, Dave. Shittler, something like that.
Okay.
Shitler. But
the kid
Dom's just like
saying
his ass off. Yeah. No, that's really his name. I'm asking myself when I'm watching him, where's this guy been all year?
It's like that guy Noah Kaniga, and they couldn't say his name at first.
Right.
They didn't want to say it.
They didn't want it.
Exactly.
But now's the time to put up or shut up. I mean, we got maybe 30-something games left, if that.
Live is getting ready for bed.
I know. You
see that, right? Seeing me relaxing.
Look like he jumped in his sleeping bag.
Yeah. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, where'd he go?
He said live put on a onesie.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Y'all can't see y'all can't see me with my polo onesie, man. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Don't tell me. Live got a onesie and a teddy. No, come on.
It opens in the back.
I guess.
Yo,
He's doing the
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Live got it. Live got it. Patrick Ewing blankie.
Wow.
You know what? We're letting R off the hook again today because he's not going to get to I let you off the hook last week.
Yeah. I'm not going to get to that tonight.
Yeah.
I'll have to say that for another next week.
Oh, God, y'all are too much, man.
Also, I want to talk about the prostitution era of dating next week.
Oh man,
What?
yeah.
Prostitution era. You heard me. The prostitution
I missed the first part. The what?
The prostitution era.
Prostitution.
Yeah.
I thought that's what he said.
He said prostitution, not prostrate. You're safe, Dom.
Oh God. Yeah.
So
that's why I go to the bathroom all night. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Like I said, the prostitution
they didn't say prostate, right?
Nah, I didn't say that. But you'll know what I mean when we'll get
but
into
that's
that.
kind of weird, because you got three guys, me, Dave, and Bishop. I don't know if Ronan is married.
Hell no.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
We said
You got 4 of the 6 guys on here that are married. We're gonna talk about prostitution.
No,
of dating. Of dating.
I said the era of dating.
I got to do some research on that.
Yeah, do something.
Prostitution era of dating. Where'd you come up with that, R?
Yeah, I don't even want to know. You gotta check our
I don't want to have to go a whole week thinking about this shit.
Our search history.
R's been a victim of Instagram influencers.
Wow.
Nah, son, nah.
So what made you come up with that? R? That's kind of weird.
I actually got that from Brother Holland.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So I hope he joins in since he brought the shit up.
I'm going to encourage him.
Yeah.
Prostitution era of dating.
Yes.
Does this have
I think it's poignant, man. I think that shit is real. It is very fucking real. It is very fucking
transactional relationships.
I mean, but it's so
that sounds better, Dave.
It's so tied into how people, the younger generation date now, man. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Where it's like it's the expectation of what's supposed to happen on a date.
Right.
Is like the motherfuckers don't do the, we go to the promenade, get a cup of ice cream, you know what I'm saying, and talk life and shit. Right. They don't do that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I want to go to the Roof Chris. I want to go to the fucking G and Carnes and spend $500 on a plate, right?
So what's happening? What's happening is you guys are messing around with broke chicks. You got to stay away from.
They know you. Fuck, I'm from the no trick era, my man. Y'all like you just heard me say a cup of ice cream in the promenade. That shit is free.
Live told Bishop, watch your mouth. I done jumped in my onesie. What you
I'm in the teddy with the ass out. You better be easy.
Oh God. Yo, stupid. Oh, stupid.
Why I say that is because if you are dating, I mean, it's been almost 20 years since I've been out there. Yeah,
right. Nah, nice. Right.
When I was dating, I had a rule like I don't mess around with broke chicks. I need somebody who's doing just as well or better than me, so that we have something in common. We have something alike. So if you messing around with somebody who this is the highlight of their life, being able to take pictures of being at a restaurant and saying, "Hey, I got this guy to buy me a fancy meal." That's the highlight. That's the highlight of it. And I say broke. I don't mean like broken poverty. I mean broken like mentality.
Right.
There's no if somebody's broke in mentality, it's really hard to change that. So
exactly.
Those are the ones that you leave for those other dudes.
Yep.
You leave that for the other dudes.
One of the best benefits I ever enjoyed before I got married. My first 3 years I was single in the military.
Okay.
And I was in Germany. But I would never try to date foreigners. Because one, I didn't know but the biggest reason was I knew how much money a female in the Army made because our pay scale was the same.
Right.
I knew what Dave was making. I knew what Joanne was making. We all, the fucking pay scale is open to everybody. So I knew if she was an E5 and I was an E4, I was really good because she actually outranked me. She making more money than me.
Yeah.
That was that. I hate to say it was kind of simplified. And I know it's not like that in real life because you don't know somebody that well off the bat, but that's the one thing right off the bat. You already knew where everybody was financially. Y'all know y'all was in the service. Everybody was.
Of course.
If y'all all was one rank, y'all all was making the same amount of money. So it wasn't like, yo, I'm broke this week. Well, so am I. We both get paid the same day. We're getting the same amount of money.
There you go.
It was kind of easy. To Bishop's point, my shit was kind of simplified.
Right, but today, like Bishop's point, man, it's a contest of how much can someone get to spend on someone. It's not necessarily to get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the event. Like
so let me ask. Can I ask a question to the two single guys?
Sure.
What is the average amount you're willing to spend on a date?
If I'm honest, man, I want to show young lady a nice time, man. I spent $250.
Wow.
Okay.
Man, listen, I'm not spending no $250. I can say that right off.
Wow.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not.
I heard that the going rate for the normal Joes like us is like 300, 350.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think about it. It's where we gonna go, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. If you talking about where we gonna go, right? The spot is 50, 75, right? Maybe a buck to get me and her in, right? You know what I'm saying? Then we go get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? The plate is maybe, you know what I'm saying, $20, $30 a piece, right? If not more. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is almost $250. Transportation, things of that nature. So if you're talking about hanging out, you ain't again, when things were simplified, right? I could take your ass to the movies, right? Get you a soda out the machine, and we going back to my crib. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't really. It's not really like that no more. But
it really is. It really is.
The reason I asked, guys, just recently, just my own wife. P.F. Chang, for example.
Mhm.
Okay.
Just two of us.
Right.
$110.
Yeah.
Right. See, bong. There you go. Right.
That ain't
Right.
counting what we did before we got there. Blah,
Yes,
blah.
sir.
Let's say
Yeah.
that was a
Yes,
let's
sir.
say that was a date.
That's acceptable to me. Okay.
That's
So
acceptable.
Yeah,
What's your range, R?
Yeah.
you know what? I'm not gonna approach. I would say average, maybe about
Oh,
160.
that's why he's single.
Yeah, that's
why you-
Netflix. That's Netflix and chill right there.
Who said that? Live?
That's fire stick and chill.
The fire stick and chill.
That's fire stick and chill right there. You know what I'm saying?
That's Taco Bell and a
Hey,
bus
man.
He's
ride.
like, we get some Chinese food, a bottle
Get
from the
some
liquor
Uber
store.
Eats.
Nah. We're not getting no Uber Eats.
Not even
I'm
Uber
going-
Eats.
I'm going to the Chinese food.
You guys are wild now.
No,
I'm picking it up. I'm
the
picking
reason-
it up. I'm warming it up, and I'm
Yep.
going to the liquor store. Going to the liquor store and getting the bottle.
Because it's hard. It's hard, R, because again, like take a place like Ruth Chris.
Right. See, I didn't even say no shit like that.
Two
Right.
people ain't eating in there for less than 160.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
You don't.
And that's just eating, guys. We're not talking about a full date.
Right.
Like unless
right.
y'all are just gonna eat and call it a night.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
that's
Again,
almost
yeah.
$200 just for
Right,
food.
you talking about a date, man. You taking it to the comedy club, you taking it to some type of show, maybe a concert or something.
R said, hell no.
I said comedy. Ain't nothing.
R said, we
funny
getting on
over
the
here.
bus. We go.
Now you
Ain't
dipping
even
into
calling
R's.
Uber.
You dipping into
But
R's Uber account.
I got these Groupons in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
So what I hear you saying is, as a single guy, you need to be more selective in who you decide you're going to take out.
I reckon, yeah, Bishop.
Because if you're going to be spending that kind of dough, you can't just be taking out any and everybody.
No,
It's
she
gotta be somebody
gotta.
that you.
But Bishop,
Yeah.
to our standards, he ain't spending much. So who gives,
Yeah,
he says, I'm a dribble and shoot. Hope it goes in. Shit.
R's got to spread the wealth across his roster.
Oh,
get out of here, no Rasta. Get out of here,
now the plot thickens.
Yeah, but you know what? Let me just say this though. I think what we're talking about here is different than what R is referring to.
Yeah.
Because you got to because honestly, living here in New York, my wife and I go out.
That's another thing I didn't think of.
You could spend $100 at something that is not really that fancy.
Right.
It's very easy to do so. So there is an understanding going into it that she's not tricking you for a meal. Something, a meal or whatever. That's just the going rate for things.
I didn't think of that.
That's much different though than the idea that someone is trying to up the ante by getting you to spend all this money when you don't have to.
Right.
I think so. That's the difference. There are women out here, young women. I'm gonna tell you, it's very difficult for young people, particularly.
Yes, sir.
And they don't get paid that much, and they're doubling and tripling up on the rent and so forth. So in order to show a young lady a good time, I've been, my wife and I have been together for 37 years. So our first date was in 1988. It was a whole lot different than it is in 2025. And we had a great time. And so I just think that's a different situation. If two people like each other, they want to go out, the young man feels that he wants to take this young lady out, he's going into it understanding that he's going to be coming out of his pocket, but it's not because of something that she's pushed.
No.
It's just the cost of living here.
Right.
Y'all remember 1982, my date with my wife, who I've been married to for 43 years. We was taking we thought we were balling. We were taking OJs,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember that, guys?
Yep,
They were like $20 an hour.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Right.
You thought you were balling, and I'm this
Exactly.
little guy just home from Germany and had a couple of bucks. But nowadays, you can't get a fucking lift to take you 12 miles for $23.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that, Dave. The difference in the prices and the location and
that's a lot to
Even-
consider. So yeah,
right.
But I'm saying, even as a single guy, it's like, why is the onus on you to spend money on the
That's
date?
true
Why
too.
is
Right.
why is the onus on you to bear the lion's share? Now, if you invite somebody out, it's got to be somebody that you like. And
Right.
It's like, all right, well, I'm willing to spend that because I'm willing to make it
Right.
investment.
There you go. There you go.
Now, if
Right.
it's just like some random Instagram.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah.
And let me be clear. Well, I mean, all of us are in the generation of we not tricking. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't what we doing. You understand?
Right.
And I think to ours, I think to ours credit, like I think he's going. Listen, I mean, I just met you. I want to take you out. I'm gonna be spending $250, $300 on somebody I just met. Yeah, no. Yeah,
You picking up chicks from the shelter. Yo, I'm gonna take all four of y'all out for $160. All four of y'all. What's up? Somebody gonna
we gonna see who want a warm bed tonight. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, guys. I'm just looking at.
I've got the Uber outside of the bus depot or
the Armory.
I'm not even looking at the like dating scene. I'm just looking at normal shit that I do and how much that costs. I don't know if I can survive in this era, Dave.
Right? No. But again,
I don't cry about money. Don't get me wrong.
Again, I'm sure what he's talking about is just it's like, hey, how you doing? I just met. We just met. Let's go out. And that should be a coffee date, right? Or that should be a
Taco Bell,
a drink, right? Well, I mean, no, but again, to this topic point, if you do that, dog, you're gonna be labeled a bum.
Exactly.
Right? Like Bishop said, the onus is on the man to spend all of this money on the first onset. Like the first thing got to be Roof Chris, and I'm like,
a lot of these girls get, but a lot of these girls and guys, they get bad advice, from their friends because their friends would they may like the guy and be happy with the minimal to start.
Yeah.
Their friends are like, "Oh, where's he taking you? Oh, you taking me there? And then they're down the guy, and then next week they try to go out with the guy.
Right.
So, but I think that any young woman who is really about the right things might say, you know what, that place is a lot of money. She might say, well, we could go such and such because they don't want you because they're trying to build with you. And I know a lot of young women that are about that too, but we don't see that. We don't see that much because they're not the ones that are taking pictures of their meals.
Exactly.
Right.
The date is over after that. The fuck is wrong with you?
That goes back to a good point to again, because he's the subject of this, but I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying you brought it up. You're single.
Yeah.
It's got to be different, Dave, than when me and you and R was probably dating back in the 80s.
Probably.
Well,
they're all the same age.
I was in his 30s in the 80s.
All right. That being said,
if I'm not mistaken, R has never been married.
No.
Right? No. Let me tell you all a quick story before we go. A good friend of mine, one of the few friends I have out here, Winston.
Right.
He works at Mercedes. I'm over there talking to one. They said, Dom, I didn't notice. I'm gonna try it again. I'm thinking he's talking about a car. I said, what are you talking about, Winston? I met this girl. We've been dating. Blah, blah. I've been married 3 times. I'm like, oh fuck.
That's crazy.
This dude's like Halle Berry.
Yeah.
But then he tells me, we're getting serious, and if we get married, we're not gonna do the big wedding thing because we both been down that road. I'm like, Oh, yeah, she been married 3 times too. I'm like, what the fuck? Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, that's
I'm like,
crazy.
what
Yeah,
the? So
that's
that,
crazy.
but then it hit me. How many times will you ever run across that in life? That you've been
What?
married 3 times, she's
Yeah.
been married.
Yeah.
You know what? I looked at him. I said, so that means this shit gotta work, Winston.
This shit gotta work.
It better.
It gotta work.
It's
Yeah.
gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did he do? He runs off a few weeks ago. Don't say nothing. No wedding. No reception. And they got married.
Right.
And I remember telling him, yo, this shit gotta work, man. I mean,
it has to.
3 strikes, you're out. Y'all are up to the designated hitter. I mean,
I mean, at that point, if you've been married 3 times, you might be into the death do you part.
Right.
Yeah.
You're actually close to it. They're both in their 50s. So
exactly. We're not going to divorce them. Just one of us is just going to
die.
Yeah.
And I thought about that too, Dave. They're both in there, like I think they're both like 54.
Well, there you go.
So I'm like,
they're
they
on
ain't
the
got that
downside.
much. They ain't got that much life left. So this got to be
it.
Yeah.
They're on the downside. They're on the downside.
Yeah, this got to be it, man. Like I think.
Speaking
that's
of that, you remember what was it, a couple of years ago? We had to get R off the ledge because he felt he was getting older and he was on the downside of his life.
Yeah.
Remember that segment?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we got past that.
Right. Now look at him. He's talking
Now
about
look at
prostitution dates.
Exactly.
All right, that's it.
Paying for some pussy. Right?
He's talking about prostitution dates.
Let me ask you,
Live is in a damn onesie.
Right, we get very.
Where did we go?
Exactly. This is unhinged. I wanted to ask you though. Have the tariffs affected your pill shipments?
Just fucked up.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank the following people for attending R is Untitled. I appreciate that.
Shit, Dave is stupid.
Yeah, exactly. The sniper, as usual. That
just
being
hit you from
said,
2,000 yards out,
like,
man.
share, and subscribe. Once again, like, share, and subscribe. And one more time for the cheap seat. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Ronan. Thank you, David. Thanks, Bishop. Dom.
Dave, that was good.
Live.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
From 2,000 yards, yo. Damn.
I am out. That's it. I had enough of David's nonsense.
You didn't even get a chance to look down. He just
Exactly.
went right down, yo. Damn.
And
You had time to say, "Oh shit!" You just like,
R is such a willing recipient. He just said, "Yes, Dave. You have a question?"
Oh man. Good night. Good night, fellas.